but he's not turned up, so whatever. So we're going to go to... oh, it's not listed it. Check online content. So was there anything else we would like to do apart from Thomas the Tank Engine? Like, do you want me to try and find trams or... I don't know. Like, is there any...
Are we done with the wasteland?
We were just going to at least pause and have a look at Thomas the Tank Engine.
Okay.
But is there anything else that you would like me to do? Rather than, you know, obviously the... yeah, there's like really complicated. It's like, you know, 600mm narrow railway, so it means you've got to really, really be into that.
Is there anything... the choices are, I've no idea what the
There's
options are.
Yeah, well, I only found Thomas the Tank Engine because I was looking through an entire list of everything. But for example, I wonder if they... See, I'd like to be sure... If I search tram, there's maybe 40 different trams, which is unhelpful.
I mean, if we're going into the world of ridiculousness, there's cats.
I have seen the cat mod. We're not doing that one.
So there's something a bit more sort of, you know, trains, but more sort of things to move around, more industries. You know, it's more to get sort of involved in rather than, oh, there's just this and that and the other sort of, you know, standard fares. They're like more.
Yeah, I think the problem with that is I'm up for that one, but what I'd have to do is you would have to go away and do some homework on that and come back going, here is the mod, because there are so many mods.
Wow.
I'll add this.
I can take that as a task. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, so I've added new monorails, generic trams, Thomas the Tank Engine. Does that sound like an acceptable set of things? I also was going to put a chiptune mix on in the background, and I typed in chip mix, and I got a video recommended to me with 10 million views, which is I mixed all my potato chips together.
Really?
Like,
Brilliant.
That's the one with mixed chips. Actually, I did have always had the other one, though. It was crisps and nuts and all sorts. It was really nice. I think it's made by Walkers or someone.
Don't they call that a trail mix?
not with crisps.
No. Crisps in it.
So, Jay, there's no such thing. There's Dutch rail furniture and monorail infrastructure conversion set.
Do any of them have like the old-fashioned gated railway crossings?
I don't know. I doubt it because one of them's
push them open.
One of them's Dutch and one of them is called something else. Okay, so
how far can you go with it? Really, I mean, it's just. I suppose it's either specialising or, you know, narrowing the field and making it very specialist, or very widening the field and making it very sort of open to all sorts of different industries and all sorts of different things. You know, not to be too specific, but transporting freight and goods and, you know, people and other, not just the stuff that's in open TTD sort of thing. Sort of like that.
oh, I have also stopped us having a $2 billion initial loan because that was a mistake. What's the other thing? It was not interest. What's it called? Inflation. The inflation on.
So Hornby Virtual Railway has got a multiplayer mode, and it allows you to play all of the models.
But it's shit.
Oh.
It's shit.
I have got it on CD, but it's fucking been old and I've never played it.
Yeah, and it's shit.
Go away.
I thought you were going to say Hornby for Transport Tycoon, and I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because Transport Tycoon is just full of real trains, and Hornby is just pretend real trains. Okay, any feelings on the generation, how we want to do it? Let's not start in 2077. Should we start in 1964?
1952.
That's not going that far. The problem with that far back, you're sitting there for ages with the really slow trains.
What do you go back as far as the rocket and the original sort of?
If you've got, there are mods that take you all the way back, but those early trains are so awful. So you're doing trains with top.
Oh my god, they're so bad.
I suppose the idea is that it sort of tries to give you a sort of timeline, but it's funny if you need to have a timeline at all.
Yeah.
So, right, you know, every 10 years you jump forward 5 years. I don't know, jump forward or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it originally faster to walk than take a train?
No.
I don't. Well, probably. Well.
That would its own trains then, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, but the difference is it might only do 1 mile an hour, but it can carry 1,000 tons. It's quite important.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, I'll check up the specs of the rocket before we start making random thoughts like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the rocket was pretty shit. But the rocket was the first... Well, yeah, 30 miles an hour.
But shit compared to what?
Now.
Yeah. To them, which one is Avengers.
Well, the thing is, the important thing about the rocket wasn't the first of anything other than the first commercial successful loco. So it became how we made locos. And bear in mind that maximum speed was empty downhill. I doubt it did anything like that speed when carrying actual passengers.
Englishman Richard Thurrock first launched the first practical steam locomotive in 1804. The predecessor to the rocket averaged less than 10 miles per hour, but around 6 miles per hour on the flat.
So still triple your walking speed then.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah. But the point is, of course, that it can carry, many tons.
The rocket's average speed was 10 miles per hour.
So chatting is cool and all, and I'm all for it. But we should decide how we want our game, because there's going to be probably quite a lot of waiting at the beginning of the game anyway, while we get our money up and going. So, well, yeah, but do we want flat terrain? Do we want lots of towns? Not very many towns. Lots of industries. How do we want to do this?
If we're doing it co-op, then I would suggest more spread out is better for the money generation.
Sure. Yeah. So number of towns very low. Number of industries low.
Well, we want a good number, and we don't want them dropping out as soon as we get to them. That's the problem. The problem with having them sparse is you have to pull the what do you call it? The brain doesn't want to work now.
Yeah, I know, all your money into just getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they go, oh, by the way, we've gone bust. So, don't do that to me.
I think I just forgot to. I just think I just clicked single player like an idiot. I just created a single player game, right? And I was like, why didn't it ask the number of? Oh yeah. New game. Right, there we go. Lockdown LAN. Everything should just be the same as last time.
It's Twitch up.
Yeah. So it's up to you. If you want to start your own company, start your own company. If you want to join mine, join mine. I ended up hopping around between companies quite a lot last time anyway, just to help people out. So feel free to join mine.
Do you really want someone like me running shit on your company?
Well, practice makes perfect. I mean, one day, Jay, I will play this game from beginning to end, and when I finished it, I won't have learned anything new. It will not be this playthrough. Yeah. One day I won't learn it. One day I will have learned all there is to know, but I'm not there yet.
Did you change the password?
Alright, I'll join. Ooh, do you want me to do the signaling?
True.
I'm actually good at that.
You can do what you like.
Oh, behind the ladder. Oh, sorry, playing No Man's Sky. The ladder climbing is particularly annoying.
It's awful.
I'm really good at signaling.
See, I can't tell if there's a silent /S at the end of that.
Prize!
There we go. So
I can do timetables.
you can do timetables.
Yes, I can do timetables.
Yeah, 2 times 4 is. You're not that good at timetables then. Okay, let me see. So I can do Thomas the Tank Engine, Edward the Blue Engine, Henry the Green Engine, Gordon the Big Engine, right? James the Red Engine, Percy the Small Engine, and Toby the Train. Haha, awesome.
Toby the Tram.
Toby the Tram. Yeah, sorry, I was excited.
Looks like a shed, doesn't it? There's an update for Dungeon Defenders. What? Why?
Is this where Max jumped out?
I should probably point out, it has been over 30 years since I've seen anything Thomas the Tank Engine.
Holy mother of God, Thomas the Tank Engine is expensive. 100,000, that's all our money just for a local. Even Percy the Small Engine is Toby the Tram is going to have to be what I'm doing, because it's about the only one I can really afford. I can afford a Percy.
I might join Shulker's team just to give you a lot of bit of a head start.
Are you sure you
Which
want
is
to meet
yours?
better with your stuff?
Train Fest.
So what?
Hey, we can meddle with each other's shit.
Which is your train.
Which is my
Are
train.
you sure you want to give me
Your
permission to meddle
company,
with
sorry.
your shit?
I can't hear
Oh,
you.
yes.
So everyone shut up. Max, say that again. Don't talk over him. What did you say,
What's
Max?
your company?
My company is called Great Standards Transport. That's a terrible name. Let's fix it.
Max, if you look at the server list, it's got two companies there. It's got at the bottom server owner, Shulker or DJ Harkness.
Already in now. Okay.
Current players Esmia. Apparently Adam's not in his company.
I haven't named my company yet. I'm trying to think of a good name. DJ V. No. What was Thomas and Tank Engine's company called? The Isle of Sodor.
Wasn't it the name of the village?
I think it was the Isle of Sodor Transport Company. And there we go. But those trains are expensive.
Baby.
So, Max, I haven't got a chance to chat with you about this. I'm sure you'll be more excited than anyone, or at least you will have some feedback. I'll need to look up the details. So I am going away on a stag do next weekend in Wales. And we're trying to do outdoor things because COVID. And one of the things we're doing is mountain biking. So I went, oh, well, you know, we've got to have to hire a bike. So you've got to take your own helmet because they won't hire it because COVID, which is fair enough. And these are the list of bikes that I can choose. There's one of 4 bikes. Oh, and I had to click here. How
Who doesn't even own their own helmet?
anyone without a bike?
Well, I don't have a bike, and I've got my own helmet.
Okay,
That probably sounded different than I
little bit.
intended.
And I am. That's all.
I have a bicycle helmet.
So, Max, I
How
can.
expensive was it?
I can do it. I can rent a Trek Excalibur for 20 quid, a Trek Fuel EX for £43, or and I love this, a Specialized Turbo Levo LSL Comp 8 Carbon ENTB from £70. And I was like, oh, an electric bike. I'd like to try an electric bike. I've not driven one. I'd like to see, you know, whether or not those are brilliant or yeah, that's a nice gimmick or whatever. Then I looked it up on the internet. It's an £11,000 mountain bike. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, it does have big. Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Levos are very expensive, yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'll have that one. I'll have the electric bike.
You still have to pedal, don't forget.
Not all the time.
Yeah, downhill you don't have to, obviously.
Well, I believe it's 100 watts. I'm not sure how to pedal at all until the battery goes flat. But of course, no.
No, it doesn't drive the back wheel. It just eases the amount of effort you have to put in to drive the back wheel. So you pedal, instead of like pedaling like it's got to be like a real hard struggle uphill, it's like slightly going uphill rather than really.
I mean,
in front of you.
I know what you're saying, but I have seen people on some electric bikes, and he overtook me. He was doing easy 40 miles an hour. There was no pedaling involved. I was like, what the hell? I'm assuming this is as.
Putting lights down on this track.
I haven't done that yet. Well, we're only using. There's only one. Wait, why?
Half the bloody track. Yeah, I'm just going to move it.
Sorry, Adam. What did you say that company was? The Isle of what?
Sodor.
Isle of Sodor. I suppose the Isle of Sodor.
SODOR.
Putting lights on the track. Why are they putting lights on the track for?
Because
Obviously get more on.
that, and it also forces it to go around a certain direction, because then we have an in and an out for the other coal. How much power is it? It's a 320 watt-hour battery. I can also get the non-carbon edition for a mere 5,500.
So it was actually a fictional island. I thought it was an actual island.
yeah, actually.
Based on.
I had 240 watts. But for that much money, I could buy almost 4 actual electric motorbikes. That is just insane amounts for an e-bike. I can't really call that a push bike at that point.
No, they call them e-bikes, yeah.
But I will. I'm curious to give it a go.
Are you building another train, by the way, for that?
I am. Well, I was going to get one from Tillywood's coal mine. So as ever, start off with coal. Get your backbone of coal.
I was going to claim the other train. Oh, we need 117,000 to do that.
Yeah. So this is an information. This is a Percy. So yeah, Percy looks like the best bang for your buck.
Did you know that the Isle of Sodor had its own language and everything when the vicar wrote it?
Yeah. Well, I think the Rev W. Audrey probably did a lot of drugs.
No, it was based on the Manx language. He copied it because the island was supposed to be in the Irish Sea. He copied like the Isle of Man shit.
What is it? Why is this train waiting for a free path? What's going on?
I've gone down a rabbit hole, haven't I?
There's a brilliant piece of, I say headcanon, that essentially dives into the Isle of Sodor stuff. But basically, they reckon that the Isle of Sodor, it was actually a what's the word? Post-apocalyptic, and basically, at all of the places, trains were abused and taken apart because the Fat Controller. I mean, he would literally in the first book, he put James the Red Engine. He took him off his wheels and he put him on bricks and he bricked him into the tunnels for the rest of his life. And the Isle of Sodor is considered a place where it is the best place for trains to be. So people are like, what the hell is it like the rest of the world like?
Wasn't that a punishment for doing so?
Yes, but it's in the first episode.
Yeah, but he did unbrick him or something.
Yeah, well,
Unbricked in a couple of episodes later, wasn't it?
the fuck? Sorry, our website is temporarily unavailable for a scheduled upgrade. Why do I get thinking that message has been there for a long time? So I'm getting a nice man has been. Oh, why have we got two? Why are we? What? Oh, we're actually. I probably would have just made it longer, but we are filling up on coal.
The village of Kildane, or the station, the main station, in Manx actually means Church of the Devil.
In Manx? The fuck is that?
Yes. Manx language, so...
Taken on the Isle of Man.
Yeah, it's quasi-Manx, the language of the Isle of Sodor. So, Kildane, which the village where the main station is Kilil Ildegan in quasi-Manx, which means Church of the Devil.
So what's Manx again?
Isle of Man's original, like, Gaelic language.
Alright, Gaelic then, alright then.
What's going on with these signals?
No idea, I'm just watching. There seems to be an awful lot of devil shit in this.
In what?
In the lore of the Isle of Sodor. So, for example, a lot of the places are called Church of the Devil, Devil's Mouth, Devil's Inlet.
Devil's Mouth is a place in Cornwall.
Devil's Back.
Right, it's in Brighton.
Devil's Church.
Well, maybe the Rev W Audrey wasn't very magic when it came to the name of places.
The Mountain of the Companion of God is Coldifell, which is apparently a village adjacent to Church of the Devil.
No, what? Go around.
Oh, these signals are going to have problems.
Wait, why have you stopped that train, Max?
I got them to go into the same place the other one went.
Would you like a map of the railway lines
Not really.
on the island? Oh, okay. It had
Here, let me help you out with those signals on the stations.
Yes, Mia. As the financial officer, I can inform you you're spending way too much money.
I didn't spend anything.
I don't know. I'm just taking a piss.
What have we got on the exit stations there?
Where?
Well, this means changed the lights on the station platforms exits. Just wonder why we've changed those.
Right. So the ones you had were
I put the
block
aesthetic ones
signals.
in.
Right. The block signals only allow one train to be in the same block, but because they were all in the same, it was path signals are best for the exits, basically, because they allow trains to use best judgment, basically. Don't hit another train, basically.
I had issues last time with path signals on the exit. The trains would just sit on the way and going, nope. So I had to use one-way signals on the exit. It just wasn't doing it. I don't know why. So they were all beginning to queue up on the way in, even though they should have just chosen a path signal.
Are you talking about when you
on the way in?
On the way in, they weren't using an empty thing until all of the stations were free, and I didn't know why. The solution turned out to be one-way signals right at the end. Don't know why. Made no sense. Although I bear in mind you've got path signals, not one-way path signals, so trains will come up it. So yeah, this nice air conditioning man has got back to me with a quote, slightly odd quote, but essentially it's going to cost me slightly more than twice as much to have 2 internal units and 1 external one. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Surely I could have 2 external units, but I think it's a slightly better unit. But he says these prices are for cash. And I was like, when you say cash, do you mean not credit, right? You don't actually mean you want me to give you several £1,000s in cash without a paper trail.
Yes, that'd be a brown envelope job.
Yeah, no, I need a paper trail and, insurance. I'm tempted just to go ahead with it. And when he says cool, and I would just say cool, you want the paper payment? He goes, oh no, actual cash. I'm like, I ain't giving you cash. What's he can do? Pull it all back out the walls. Like, I don't mind paying cash for something small. I understand people don't want to pay tax, but when you're talking about literally thousands of pounds worth at that point, yeah, not so much.
The thing is, you've got to think of your warranty and guarantees and shit. They're going to ask who's installed it if something goes wrong.
Yeah, that's it. I there's no way I'm spending thousands of pounds without a paper trail. I mean, I've got text messages from him. It'd be quite hard for him to say, no, I did not install it.
So what he doesn't want is he doesn't want a paper trail between
yes.
him and other people.
He doesn't want to pay for him, the tax man.
Yes, he doesn't want to pay tax.
I mean, he would probably honour any work that needs to be done between you and him.
Yeah. But if I pay for it on a credit card, I'm covered. I'm insured. That's why you do it. I mean, I could do it via PayPal, but the thing is, if I do it via cash, let's say I do it via cash, it catches fire, and he's like, nah, I can do a chargeback. I can actually do something. But if it's just cash, then he'll be like, yeah, what? Yeah, at that point, I would have to get a solicitor and start to take him to court to try and get something to happen. Now, I'm not saying this is likely. Obviously, it's not, but it certainly has happened before. So I'm a little bit. I understand he wants to make a larger profit margin, but I'm not necessarily sure I want to enable that either.
I'm not being funny. I would have a look at the cost of the units that he's installing. Have a quick ask him for an itemised quote or an itemised invoice, telling you what he's charging for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even cost of materials and his labour costs and what have you, and say to him that you want the guarantee, you want the paper trail, you need that, and that you need it above board. He's not going to object to it, because at the end of the day, if he puts it down on his taxes.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to put in his taxes. That's exactly why this has happened, because what he wants... Have you ever been to a Chinese restaurant where they have a sign up saying cash only at lunchtimes? And the reason is they don't want to pay any tax. I'm amazed that HMRC hasn't just started to just follow them around.
They have. My mum's an independent HMRC tax adjudicator, so she goes into places like Chinese restaurants and stuff at lunchtime and adjudicates their costs and then estimates their tax bill based on their average customers over a 4-week period.
Ah, good. I said I've seen. I know. So I've seen so many places do that, and it's quite often Chinese restaurants, and it's quite often essentially they have got.
It's not just
money,
Chinese,
but
it's like most restaurants.
it happens up. But the point is, they still got plenty of money going through their books because they are doing it on in the evenings. But it's the lunch times. They're just saying, "Oh no, we didn't make any money during the lunch times." So we did pay people, yeah. So you minimise your profits.
So there was one around the corner from us that she was asked to help out with, not as an adjudicator, but she was asked to help him with his books. He'd come into the UK, he'd been here for 20 odd years. He started up a business and he kept the business going, and he didn't speak a word of English and he knew nothing about tax laws. He thought, as far as he was concerned, it was his business. He could just work and the money was his. He
So,
didn't
hold on a sec. Let me just Google a quick second. List of countries where you don't pay income tax.
No, he.
Oh, wait. Was he from Bermuda, Monaco, the Bahamas, or the UAE? Otherwise, that man was a bullshitter hoping to get away with it.
Yes.
Oh no, we no pay tax in my country. Yes, you fucking do.
Yes. This is where I'm going with this, if you let me finish.
Yeah.
So she went round there and she tried to help him out. She said to him, "Look, you need to pay the taxes. You owe 20 years worth of tax." He got his hands up to it. He had money, do you know what I mean? He had fucking hundreds of thousands of pounds stash. And he said no. And so they sent the adjudicators in. And Mum's just like, "I've got to go. I can't be involved with this because it's conflict of interest and all that shit."
Yeah.
They took everything.
Yeah, I can imagine.
His cars, his wedding rings, the fucking lot. Every last little thing that he had was down as being a business asset.
Yeah, I have.
He was doing the right thing doing it.
I have asked, by the way, my accountant, am I allowed to, the air conditioning for my office, is that allowed to be a business expense? I don't know, I have honestly no idea, but I have asked.
I can find out for you.
I think with a lot of this, it's just simply, if I, as the director of the company, if I say it is, then it is. It's almost literally that simple. And as I am the director of the company, and I say it is, it's fine. But then it has this thing that if I sell my house, then I believe the Project Games would need to sell the aircon units to me. I'm sorry for this background noise, by the way, but that's what's happened. Oh, what the fuck. Ah, good, he sent me the model numbers. Let's see how much these actually cost. AOYG18KBTA2. 5.2 kilowatts.
Oh, beefy.
Well, it's a single 5.2 kilowatt external unit and a pair of 2.5 kilowatt internal units.
Ah, well, it's sort of wall mounted rather than ceiling mounted.
Yeah, like I can't describe it. Yes, is the answer.
For the
box on the wall. Yeah, like the wall on the wall.
Yeah.
For the long chains of signals, that's when you do want to use a block signal, by the way.
Shouldn't make any difference. Should act exactly the same in that situation, shouldn't it?
Being stupid. Why did he completely avoid the station and just go round in a loop?
Yeah, see, I'm seeing quotes here. I mean, that's going to be... So, I'm seeing a quote here for that almost £1,000 cheaper than what he's suggesting. Though that, I have to fit it myself.
Plus, you can't fit it yourself.
I think you're fine, I could.
Okay.
I shouldn't.
Let me put it this way. Bloody hell, 30 pesos is going on, right? It's just got different orders. Great States West.
Bear in mind, Max, all I have to do, and there is an all I have to do is connect it up, put the refrigerant in, and plug it in. Now...
That's illegal.
Is it illegal? Why? Which part?
Because you need to be licensed to handle whatever refrigerant you're going to use. Need a license for that.
There are some refrigerants that aren't.
For R12, yes, but not R22 and not one R134A.
Well, it doesn't use either of those, so...
It's slightly different in the UK. There are some that do require a license for you to be able to...
No, like I said, R12, Freon requires license.
Well, now this
Freon's illegal.
yeah, I think Freon's banned. No, no, I know Freon isn't banned, but Freon is now a trade name for something else. Yeah, it's R410A.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we avoid getting these trains mixed up, by the way?
Mixed up.
Calling them Dirty Percy constantly doesn't help if they're doing different routes.
They're doing coal though. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're
Coal.
doing, they're doing different routes, they need to call different things.
But they are doing different things. They're all coal. Dirty Percy 1, 2, 3, and 4 are doing coal. So here's the best bit, by the way. I am required to have an EPA 608 Type 2 to enable to handle the refrigerant, which is R410A, but I don't need a license to purchase it.
Okay, so Mum said yes, you can charge for the air conditioning as an expense to the business, and no, you wouldn't have to declare it as like being
A perk.
rented to you from the business or any of that shit. It's literally just installed, put it as a taxable expense, and you're done.
Yeah. I guess my cat, they're usually very good at responding, but they haven't got back on this one. Not that it really matters, but then there's no way, of course, my company would pay cash for something. I mean, that would be my response, which is I'm not paying for this, my company's paying for this. Just mais not for cash, monsieur. Okay, Tillywood Mines is that the one you're upgrading, the Tillywood Mines one? Yes.
Who you talking to?
You. I assume you're upgrading it.
Oh, where the bloody hell's that thing going?
Tillywood Mines.
Okay, I thought that was coming down here. No. Okay, right.
No, it's going. But Tillywood Mines is
That
struggling.
is massive. What the hell?
I tried to make it 8 long. Not 8 long.
7.
The stage 7. Yeah, it's not even 7. It's 5.9.
Bear in mind, by the way, Percy is a small engine, so it's not as long. I mean,
I do have a question in regards to the gases and stuff. Do you have to have a refrigerator regassed at all in a domestic setting?
no. Basically, if it's not a car, you don't need to have it regassed ever, unless something goes wrong and you punch a hole in it.
But yeah. Sounds...
No, I'm just wondering, like, if you've got a fridge and the fridge isn't as cold as it used to be, like, if you put a bottle of Coke in it, it's been in there for 2 days,
Yeah.
and the bottle of Coke.
It's probably the radiator's dirty rather than the refrigerant's out, or you've got a leak. But that's actually quite unusual because it's not like a car where there's lots of moving bits. It's just a.
You just get a hole punched in the pump, which happened to me.
Oh
Well,
wow,
this is a brand new fridge. I put a bottle of Coke in it lunchtime, and it's still warm.
that sounds like it's broken.
The food's cold. The food's fine. It's been in there for days, but it's only showing like 6 degrees on the
What
temperature.
setting do you have the fridge set
Degrees is
to?
correct.
It's on 4.
Try.
That's
Try
the
one.
acceptable limit.
Try what?
Yeah.
It says 5 is the highest setting.
Oh, try 5 then.
Oh, bear in mind, it is summer, so it's going to be working harder anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And it could just be the rubber seal, rubber gasket when the door's broken. I had that happen in my fridge, freezer.
it's
I put a
brand
rubber
new.
gasket on it and that sorted it right out.
It's brand new. It's not even 6 months old.
Consult the manual.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the city tip and dig it out.
Right? Did you?
Why do
Online and
you
get one,
toss
copy of
the
it.
manual?
It's on the internet.
Who does?
Yeah, it's on the internet, like all good manuals are these days.
Wait, did you buy your fridge from wish.com?
No, it was from. It was like a direct from manufacturer sale. I can't remember the name of it.
Was it? Oh, it was AO.com. Yeah, so I've just costed up, by the way, buying the bits. And to buy the bits is some 800 quid cheaper than he's quoting.
Make a bit of money for doing your effort, bear in mind.
Say again?
Is
Make
that
a bit of
correct?
money, bear in mind, it's what we eat.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the thing I look at, if it's 2 people and took them 5 hours to fit, that's 300 quid. And he has to make some profit, obviously. But I'm like, if it's this fucking, this is for cash. I'm like, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not being funny. If he's put 800 quid on the bits, not including labour costs, that's literally just for parts. He put 800 quid on it. He's taking the piss.
Oh, I don't know how much the refrigerant. I've no idea how much refrigerant it would need. I can buy a refrigerant. I can just go to Amazon and buy canisters of the stuff, but I've zero idea how much it would need. Now, bear in mind, a small can of R32 is like 50 quid. Now, I mentioned before, someone broke into the arcade and they what did they do? They nicked all the copper pipes. Yeah. But I think that was upwards of £100,000 worth of refrigerant. So it could be refrigerant is 500 quid. I don't know, because it's I can't buy it in those sort of quantities.
That's what I said. Asking for an
wow, that's
invoice.
crazy. I can get it for stupid cheap over here, like ultra refined, super like branded like Eco Safe or something, EnviroSafe. That's what it's called.
Is that R32? Because that seems to be what everyone uses.
No, they sell like all kinds, like R134A, R22, everything but R12.
Welcome to the air conditioning channel, everyone. Yes, it's hot outside.
I know about this because my dad would replace the refrigerant in cars, like his cars, and he would use that stuff because it's ultra refined and is incredibly effective.
So if you go to Halfords, you can actually buy kits for recharging your air conditioning there in older vehicles.
Yeah, it's quite expensive though.
I think it's 40 quid for the can of stuff and the 2 pipes.
Yeah.
You have to take the pipes back when you finish with them.
Yeah, this is my point. It's quite a lot of money for not very much.
That's anything if your brother runs like 8 Halfords garages.
Yeah, but like there's like a can of the stuff is 60 quid from Halfords. So my point is, this is quite a lot of money for, you know, it's a car. It's not houses worth. So probably I'm going to hazard a guess that 500 quid is not an unreasonable amount of gas.
No.
Unless, of course, it comes with it.
Doubtful.
Models equipped with the.
No, you just buy the interior unit next to a unit, then to pay someone to plumb it together.
Yeah, but like, does it come with the gas? Because it says it uses. Well, I mean, you don't know that. I mean, I'm buying it from Fujitsu directly here, but it does say it uses R32, but it doesn't say anything like it doesn't come with it or. Oh, there we go. 1.02 grams. That doesn't seem right.
The gas.
What is the air conditioning unit that you are looking at? The make and model.
Yeah. Oh, a kilo. Sorry. Okay, hold on. So a kilo of that. How much you put in a car?
In a car, you would put in 45 ounces. That would be, a little bit over a kilo.
I mean, that can't be right. You can't put the same amount in an air conditioning in a house as you would in a car.
Yeah, because it
depends on how. It all depends on how big well, it depends upon how big both of the lines are, because, I mean, the cars that I've filled have had rather large air conditioning systems.
Yeah, but not as big as what to cool a house.
Remember, gas isn't going to be transferred into your house. The gas is only going to remain in the unit.
What?
Right, and it just needs to pass between the compressor, condenser, and
radiator.
Radiator. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I was told was basically for free I get 5, as long as I want the outside unit less than 5 meters from the inside unit, it's free. If I want more, I have to buy more refrigerant. Fine. But so
no, that's bollocks, because the air conditioning doesn't matter how far away you put it.
Yeah, but you have to put more gas in it.
Doesn't matter. The gas
It's
is not leaving
car.
those. The gas isn't going to go from one unit to another. Those units are
No,
sealed.
it's not.
Okay, so if I put 200,
Start off.
if I put 200,000,
gas in it.
if I put 200,000 miles of pipe between one AC and the other, what are those pipes full of?
You're not going to. Those units are sealed. You can't put 2 pipes between them. The pipes that you're putting between them transfer air, not gas. They go through a heat exchanger. The heat exchanger cools the air that is going through the pipes, through the duct.
And the
You're
whole
not
unit
transferring gas.
where the refrigerant is actually a very small area.
Hold on. So you're saying in the lagged copper pipes, the high pressure copper pipes, that's air?
No.
Yes,
in
you
the,
did.
in the
Yes, you
duct,
did. Yes,
there is air. In the ducting, there is air. It blows air.
Where's Tad when we need him?
Radiator.
This is literally Tad's speciality.
Shit, I know what you're talking about. Why would they run the
You
refrigerant
have to have the
line
gas
so
expand
far?
and contract, else it would never work. Otherwise, the air conditioning
Right.
system would
If
never
you ever
work.
look in chat, I've just put an image of the inside of one of those
That's
units.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
Hot
that
air
is
busy.
ridiculous. If they nicked all the pipe and the pipe was that far away,
Yeah.
what the fuck? No wonder
That's
why
what I'm
it's
saying.
so much refrigerant.
That's what I'm saying to you. Why are they connecting those units?
So let me get this straight. Both of you think that Fujitsu are wrong and you know better. Because I'm going to put it to you that Fujitsu know what they're talking about and you two are wrong. I think that's more likely. Like, crazy talk, I know.
No, I'm thinking this is an industrial unit that is way beyond the scope of my expertise, not experience.
It's a commercial, it's a domestic product.
So the only ones that I've used are what have been used on cold storage rooms. Those are what I've installed before, like cold storage room where you go in and store food.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm trying to find a good picture on the internet.
Which is a whole. The ones that I've installed have been a whole all-in-one single-use unit that you bolt on the wall. They got a fan on one side. The fan blows through the radiator, cools the air. The air goes through a ducting into wherever it's being piped to.
Right. Okay.
So-
but if you look at that picture there, see that black pipe on the right-hand side going through the ducting? That's not air inside that pipe. That's refrigerant.
No, it's not. You're right.
Yes.
So
Why are they doing that?
Used to
This is
heat
what
the.
That's the condenser unit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're using the side that's inside the building to heat the gas, to change the gas from a solid to a liquid, which has a boiling point of something stupid like -60, so it's almost certainly going to change state anyway. That then cools the inside of your house, which you then blow the cool air into the house. You pump it down to the outside, which you then use to pump up, and then you take the heat out of compressing the gas and chuck it away. Which ironically you can actually reverse and use it for. Did he say it attracts 5% tax, by the way?
What does say?
It's the costs.
Costs of what?
It was 5% tax cost to putting this AC unit in my system, my house, because basically you can use the heating system in winter.
Oh right.
So government sort of say, yeah, great,
Yeah.
do it.
Possibly.
You can
Okay.
you can run those things both ways. It's called a heat pump.
Yeah, I specifically checked these are heat pumps. He's like, yeah. So in those pipes between the outside bit and the inside bit is refrigerant, and I get 5 meters worth of refrigerant for free with the quote. If I want to put them further apart, it will cost me more money. That was what I mean. That's what I was saying. But I don't know whether that's a kilo. Like a kilo seems like a very small amount of refrigerant for.
It actually is. A kilo is what you would normally charge a van with.
Yeah, but a van surely has a much smaller than a 5.2 kilowatt cooling system. Surely.
Well, you're underestimating my van.
Kilo as a liquid.
My van has 2 air conditioning units in it.
Yeah, but it's still not 5 kilowatts. Like 5 kilowatts is that's an engine. That's quite a powerful engine. That's
it's not a bloody great room.
well, not that.
Not a
So
tiny little space that you're probably occupying in a car. It's a tiny space in a car, or van. It's even smaller.
yeah. So
Especially vans are really small when think about it, because it's even less space than a car. You've got the back of the car to worry about.
So this still doesn't answer what I was saying. If he's putting 2 units in,
2 internal, 1 external.
Yeah. So 1 condenser, 2 compressors.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if you keep it within 5 meters, that's the total. Say, for example, 1 kilo of gas is going to fill both of the units without needing.
Well, it doesn't say. It just says that the refrigerant charge is 1.02 kilos. But I don't know what that gives. I'm just looking again on Fujitsu's website.
Yeah, but
I'm pulling up a Haynes manual and looking at a Ford Taurus, how much refrigerant it takes, since it's,
Yeah.
such a popular car.
Yeah, I've heard of a Ford Taurus. Oh, right.
I could pull up my Chevy Camaro specs.
But I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just genuinely surprised. I would have hazarded a guess that a car would have. Let's say a car has 100 grams and a house has 3 kilos. Not actually about the same. That boggles my mind.
So my car contains 25 ounces of Freon refrigerant.
So that is 0.7 of a kilo.
A Ford Taurus carries 34 ounces of R134A.
Yeah, 0.7 kilos, and as Maisie is about a kilo.
So surely, at home.
This is what I can't understand. This is why I'm saying to you, that must be the in-unit amount, not the amount that's going from the unit into your house into the condenser.
Yeah,
It's got
I mean,
to
the guys that turned up to do
what's
mine had a couple of cylinders that are about 5 foot tall.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh wow!
a
And they were
kilo,
asked to do the pressure testing.
Yeah,
on them
I'm
as
used to
well.
seeing like the 5-gallon tanks being used.
yeah.
I don't know what I look like.
It's alright, I've just asked Dad directly. He's blown his car.
It's like a propane tank.
Do you know the colour gas bottles?
Yes.
That would
The tiny teeny ones for camping.
No, the big ones, surely.
I was referring to the what you would hook up to a patio grill.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the colour gas bottles. So they're about 5 to 25 kilo.
You see, I do listen to a few different podcasts and they are fascinating. Some very interesting things. I learn interesting things. I've got some things I'm going to chat about later from the podcast. Now, anyone listened to the last hour of us going on about just fucking air conditioning and how much refrigerant it uses and what's in the pipes. We're not that exciting. Well, at least I am ignorant, but I want to learn. And so let's assume, for sake of argument, Izmir, that you are right and it's a kilo. That's fine. And let's assume, for sake of argument, I put 10 kilos in, and then let us assume it's the same price as Halford charge. That's 700 quid's worth of refrigerant I would put in, and at that point the price seems absolutely tickety-boo. I'm still not paying cash though. Like, I just balk at that so much. But yeah, I'm. Oh, Tad's typing brilliantly.
Oh, air conditioning gas canister. So he's allowed you 5 meters, did you say?
They've got the copper coil.
10 meters because I'm getting 2. But yeah, 5 meters. Yeah, 2 sets of 5 meters.
Are they going to put either side of the room?
No, in two different
Or
rooms.
someone
Wow,
Okay.
5
What is the
points.
refrigerant that you're using, 22 or 41A?
R32.
That's the flavour of the month.
That's the current. It's the one that's not like bad for the environment, apparently.
Not strictly speaking, it's just less bad for the environment. It's like
Yeah.
4% bad for the environment rather than like 4,000.
Well, actually, Max, you'll find it's 675 bad for the environment.
Oh, really?
I don't know how that compares to other things, but it's global warming potential 675.
Right.
Working it out as a 10 meter line using 1/2 inch insulated pipe. In fact, let's take that up to 3/4 pipe.
Gotcha. So Tad says it. So if it's a 2-parter, the outside half comes with the charge for the whole thing in it. It comes with a kilo of air. You need to vacuum out the inside part.
Yes. So that's
And
what
you
I'm
have to
getting at
test
now.
it as well, make sure it's not leaking.
Yeah. So it comes with enough gas. Assume you don't leak it out.
How do I screenshot that way?
where we are learning. So yeah, so Tad says that basically it comes with the gas, and then you empty the pipes of air, and then open the tap, and it will just flood the air in there.
Yeah, that's what this is saying. So this is saying this was found using the refrigerant line cable blown, which will assume 40% suction once you discharge
Yeah.
them.
But you selected R22, not R30.
Yeah. Well,
That's the only one that's available. So that, as an example, is about £6 of gas.
that's about 2.5 kilos, which is about 250 quid.
Yeah. So he's still charging you 3 times the amount of that. But the R32 might be more expensive or what have you.
This is true.
And that's only using, I think it was half-inch pipe. If he uses inch pipe...
Well, hold on. Hold on. It probably says connection pipe diameter, liquid 6.350, gas 9.530. Is that half or is that all of it? The little O symbol.
That should be
line
out
through it.
diameter.
Yes, a line. I can't remember. Is that diameter or circumference?
Diameter. It's diameter.
Yeah, that should be outside diameter, not
That-
inside diameter. There should be two numbers there.
I made a typo, and the answer is 375 inches. Let's do millimeters. Third of an inch.
And R32 is CFC that you're not going to get without a license, so it's not environmentally friendly.
Well, it's
Yeah, none of them are. It's just less bad, I think, the better way of putting it.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. As I said, it never degasses. It sits in there for the rest of time, so it should all be fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, this is
you've
why-
got sold something on to take the gas out and put the gas in. So.
This was why people used to get in shit when they were doing scrap, because they were just cutting the cables in fridges and freezers. And
Yeah. Well, I said about the guy that broke into the arcade. They reckon he probably ended up with quite severe third-degree burns because they degassed the entire. And the arcade has a huge AC unit to offset the. Was it? I did work it out. I can't remember. Which was it? 40,000 watts of energy. It's huge. The place is it's enormous.
Yeah, I would expect this much.
It might be more than that.
Like, I'm surprised that that's the unit that's powering the whole damn thing. Like, why is there not, like, rooftop units?
Oh, no. So, I mean, at the arcade, we've got... Well, they aren't on the roof. They are out the back. I mean, there's a lot of them. Basically, someone next to all the copper pipes. Which,
Sure, they desperately are.
yeah, but they lost us £100,000 worth of refrigerant to nick 30 quid's worth of fucking copper pipe. That's what annoyed when my GPS got nicked, because I was talking to Izzard, and he's like, yeah, he goes, that bet sold down a pub for a tenner. It's like, it cost me an awful lot more I'd have given them a tenner not to break into my car, because it cost me an awful lot more than a tenner to get the stuff they broke
It's
fixed.
got being mugged.
Yeah, well, I would rather be mugged. Here's £10, please don't hurt my car. Excellent.
I had just gotten home from buying one of those. I go inside and come back out 30 minutes later to find my side window had been busted out and the brand new thing had been stolen. I had immediately called up my car insurance company. They were like, "Do you still have the receipt?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, we'll reimburse you."
Yeah, which is why you buy stuff on credit card.
They're jointly liable for it.
The only problem is, by the way, I'm using a website called Bark, which is kind of a way of finding, it's like, I forgot the name of it now. Fuck.
is it like one of those ones where they bid for your job, where they
yeah.
pay to get your information and
Yeah.
all that shit?
Yes. So far, I've had one response. So I'm like,
So
right,
how much is he paid to get your information to get that job?
I have no idea. So,
Does he put that on the cost?
well, you see, this is the thing. He perhaps told me a bit more information than he intended. But essentially, it is a young lad. I'll say in his 20s, because how old I am. And what he does, he works for a heating company. He works for a air conditioning company, and he wants to start his own business up. So he's essentially doing this on the side during the evenings and weekends.
These become provided tools.
And possibly, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has the insurance. So,
Or the skill.
well, I mean, assuming he's got the skill. I mean, I don't know. You know, how the fuck would I know if he's got the skill? If he's got the license, that's fine. And if it blows cold air at the end of the day and doesn't go wrong, that's also fine.
So, whilst he might be an installer, he might not actually be certified. He might have someone else coming around and commissioning his installations via work. So he could be an installer for work, and then a supervisor's coming around and going, yes, I'm happy with your work. No, I'm not happy
We
with your work.
call that a
Here's your
contractor.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game over here.
Obviously, the contractor's the one responsible for signing off and doing off the work. So
Yeah, but I'm not
There
being
is
funny.
some
Anybody
bullshit.
can fit a boiler and throw someone that's called registered 30 quid for a ticket.
yeah, but then they are responsible for that installation. So if it goes wrong, the person that fitted it isn't the person that's in the shit. It's the person that signed it off that's in the shit for signing it off, even if they never inspected the full work.
This is where it gets a bit funny. Mate of mine is a Corgi registered, well, not Corgi registered, it's a gas safe now. He's got 2 books. One of them is genuine, and one of them is not genuine. They are both identical, and they both have like the tear off sheets and shit. No problem whatsoever. The only difference is the genuine gas safe one has got a serial number on the top of it. So when someone comes to him and he goes, can you come and commission this boiler for me and make sure it's all safe and I need a landlord certificate, he goes around and he does it and he gives them one of the tickets with a serial number on, because that is a cash job, that's not going through his books or anything. The ones that go through his books have got a serial number on. The ones that he does, that he's willing to ensure that and back and guarantee, are on the genuine certificates. And you can go into any gas suppliers, like the boiler supply shops, plumbing merchants or whatever, and buy these books without the serial numbers on them.
I mean, I did a similar thing. I realised I could just buy pat testing stickers. I thought my capture card's just playing silly fuckers again.
It's done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about pat testing is, one of the things you have to do is basically inspect the lead.
Yeah.
Make sure the lead's like, there's a whole thing about checking it electrically safe, but one of it's just like visually inspecting the cable. Like, well, anyone can do that, surely.
Yeah, well, to be quite frank, Max, if you can't use a pat tester, you probably shouldn't be allowed to use whatever needs to be pat tested. You plug it in and it goes beep if there's a problem. It's not even...
It's
It
either a
depends
parcel
depends how rigorous you want to adhere to the pat testing standard, because some of the pat testing is to destruction.
Well, what? No, this is just the earth leakage stuff.
Properly, you have to test it to destruction. You have to put too much voltage through and make sure it fails in a responsible
Yes.
way. You don't want to be doing that with kit, but that is what part of the standard is.
Yeah. So when we get our ambulance getting tested, or you go to like British Art Foundation and buy a second-hand microwave or a fridge or what have you, they've literally got a pat testing unit that they plug in, and it comes up with 2 lines, pass or fail. That's what Adam's talking about, and
Yeah.
it's like a DIY fucking pat test. It's
Black
not
instead of
like
red box. They're quite expensive.
Oh yeah, that's why they charge so much for fucking testing.
Yeah, can't recoup the cost.
The last AED I had done cost me 80 quid for a 3-year ticket.
Yeah, I had to do a whole bunch of pat testing for one of the Project Games events that ended up costing more than the fucking event was paying me. So I was like, no, fuck it, I'm not doing it. And then they wanted to have liability insurance, which again, yeah, I think the combination of pat testing plus liability insurance came to more than they were paying. So I just turned it down in the end. I was like, this is no point in me doing this, or I will pass on these costs to you. I don't care. Right.
You make the upper?
No, I just turned them down because that they this is as much as we're willing to pay, and I'm like, I wouldn't make any money. And they're like, well, maybe you could reduce your costs. I'm like, but you want they want like 20 million quid of liability insurance. I'm like, what? In case someone actively jumps across the table and kills somebody else with a PlayStation 2 controller that I own, and for some reason you attempt to charge me, like, what circumstances are we talking about here?
Oh, on the subject of controllers, I was just curious to see what Microsoft was doing with their design lab these days. And they've changed to the Xbox One S.
Yeah, the one with the share button.
Yeah, but they've restricted a lot of the options. So mine was quite expensive because I put some features in which you can't buy anymore. For example, the rubber grips. I'm like, what?
I think they're all rubberized. I think, like the back of it's always rubberized now.
Oh, okay. Even if you change the colour.
The new controllers are nice. I've got what's it called? A Void one. It's a green. They're really good. The X controllers are superb. The D-pad, D-pad is brilliant. Buttons are brilliant. The new share button is another button.
Grip is it feels great.
But I'm looking at various people's customization websites just to see all the colours and things they can do as well. Really, really amazing. Some of them are taking the rumble motors out and will just give you a couple extra buttons underneath and things. But if you wanted those buttons, really you'd go for the Pro.
The Elite. Yeah, I've got those buttons on the Steam controller. I like the idea, but I end up pressing them by mistake.
Yeah.
Is that the little grippy ones behind the back of the controllers?
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I fucking hate those.
I love the idea, but in practice I just end up pressing what I don't mean to. I should have been looking at the graph. I've been busy chatting and... Oh well, we are destroying them.
Just watching that loan go higher and higher and higher.
I don't care, I'm making money. Are we making money? Yeah, we're making quarter million a year.
At the moment.
Yeah, we're making money this time. Yeah, Max, I wanted to chat to you with you because I found out some stuff today about hydrogen, because I know you're a big proponent of hydrogen-powered vehicles. And there are certain drawbacks, but I listened to a fascinating thing about hydrogen today, which is more interesting than it sounds. And there's different types of hydrogen. So there's green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, and grey hydrogen, and it pretty much means where it came from.
Right, okay.
So green
Still hydrogen gas in terms of its what it is.
Still hydrogen gas, yeah. Because when I'm assuming that when you're thinking about filling up your imaginary hydrogen car, you've pointed a solar mirror at some water and split it into hydrogen and oxygen. Is that where you're thinking the hydrogen comes from?
No, I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Well, okay. Because we're talking about environmentally
the only way to
friendliness.
split that is electrolysis.
Yeah, but that is a possibility. Like, you could do it that way. But 98% of hydrogen is grey hydrogen. Grey hydrogen is from carbohydrates. Clue in the word high. So what they do, they split the carbon away from the oxygen, leaving the hydrogen by burning it. So they emit CO2, chuck it away and keep the hydrogen. So grey hydrogen is really, really bad for the environment. And 2% of all hydrogen, all of this grey hydrogen is for butter. It's for hydrogenated oils, for hydrogenated fats. That hydrogenated is not water, it's hydrogen. I was like, oh, I just assumed it was water. But yeah, that comes from...
You also get hydrogenators as well for chemical use.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the hydrogen that is commercially used is not green in any way, shape or form. It is the worst possible thing, made by burning hydrocarbons and chucking the carbon dioxide to atmosphere. I was like, because when we were talking about it, I assumed somewhere you had massive plants cracking water apart into oxygen and hydrogen. That was my assumption, not you burn something and then you keep the hydrogen bit. I was like, that seems very stupid. Yeah, because I say that was my... That's why it's green and it's cool. The other problem is, with the best will in the world, if you... hydrogen is 3 times less efficient. So if you crack or make hydrogen in whatever system, and obviously it costs you energy to do that, and stick it in a car, you'll get 1/3 of the distance from the same energy via electric batteries. And we haven't worked out a cheap way of cracking hydrogen yet. So
the good thing is the battery technology is coming on leaps and bounds. And the person that cracks greater and greater battery density is going to be the it's like the make a better mousetrap in the world of
yes.
path through the door. Make a better, more denser battery structure. There are all sorts of people out there working on it.
Yeah,
but we're actually the only ones that are pushing. OK Player.
Yeah. There was another company as well, and they've stopped. But do you know why? Because we talked about this, and only Toyota do it, and there's another Japanese manufacturer. No other country in the world has done this. Would anyone like to take a guess?
I'm gonna guess that they got slapped down when that one thing kind of failed. That one international environmental treaty thing.
The Kyoto Agreement.
Yeah, the Kyoto Agreement.
When was that?
It was quite a while ago.
Well, yeah, but that was you're out by about 30 years. So in the 70s, when the big fuel crisis kicked off, Japan were really, really worried that they would get cut off. They don't generate very much oil at all. They buy it all in. So they were really concerned that they would not have access to oil in order to run the vehicles, in order to run cars and buses and taxis and everything. So they started to invest heavily in alternative methods of driving these vehicles around. And in the 70s, there was no concept of lithium batteries. This was, many, many years away. So all they could do was hydrogen. So essentially, Toyota started at that point. This is in the mid 70s. So they've never really stopped. They still think they can crack it. And of course, if they do crack it, they're laughing because all of the people who currently make hydrogenated butter and vegetable oil, they'll be super keen to sell you hydrogen for your car. They would love that because that market's huge, much bigger than fluoromargarine. So they're really, really for it. But right as it stands right now, there isn't any comparable thing, and there's
That's another thing, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I said that's the thing. Right now, as you said, batteries are coming on leaps and bounds. Hydrogen isn't. Hydrogen's a bit better than it was 40 years ago, but not a lot. Not like 20 times better. Whereas batteries are fucking 10 times better than they were 5 years ago. Go on, what we can say?
Something.
Oh.
I did watch a video that made house into a battery.
I watched. Yes,
Did you watch that?
I think we all watched him. I love that man. I'm not sure about his haircut, but I love that man.
I was wondering how much there's loss. I would think that the house would leak a lot of more energy than a lithium battery. But I realized that I don't have a sense of what's the scale of the leakage.
Yes, I mean, that was something I thought too. So just to sum up very briefly, technology connection to the video, and essentially you can use your house as a thermal battery. So when electricity is cheap, about quarter of the cost of peak time, you cool your house down to super ultra cold, and then it warms up slowly during the day. So this means you're avoiding the most expensive part of the day with electricity. And it makes perfect sense.
Stop giving away my secret.
It absolutely works. But in the UK, it would be fine because in the UK we absolutely have a crazy insulation. Really, I mean, I've got what was it, a foot and a half of insulation in my loft because it's a modern house. But yeah, you will get leakage. The point is, you're using 1/4 of the electricity that you would be using. Anyway, so does it save you more than it leaks? And it is. It's not a perfect battery, no, not by any means, but it is better than doing it the, I'll say, proper way. There are other ways of doing it, but you could run the electricity to compress compress air. That's one way that they're doing it now, which is brilliant, which are massive concrete domes underwater, and you fill them full of high pressure air. When you have spare electricity, and when you want the electricity back, you let the air out and run a turbine. Or you let the water in and run a turbine. I was like, oh, that's great. And the best thing about that is there's no moving parts in the underwater bit. It's all above surface. And yeah, very clever.
That was the thing. It's the carbon in the air and how to capture the carbon and dealing with all that sort of thing. That's what it was. There's someone saying basically there's no point planting trees because they take 100 years to really get a decent chunk of carbon out of the air. What we need is some sort of mechanism to take the carbon out of the air now, not in 10, 15 years when these trees are starting to mature.
Yes, well, I mean...
lots of trees is a long-term solution, not a now solution. It's 100 years, 150 years from now. Because these trees need planting, they need tending, you have to coppice them, so you have to keep cutting them down, putting new ones in because they just get... they especially get old, dead.
They're constant when they're growing, so they are
no.
That's much carbon now.
No, it's a constant. Right, so effectively, a tree replaces its entire outside with carbon every year. So the bigger the tree, the more outside there is. So your trees,
it's from No Man's Sky.
So your tree's 1,000 years old, you get a much larger surface area than if your tree is only 1 year old.
Assuming it's a tree that can get to that sort of age.
Yeah.
I love.
Some trees don't.
Yeah, some trees. But those.
You get struck by lightning, you get hit by Dutch elm or something like that. You know, you've got to take them all down. Yeah.
But as they said, though, the best time to plant a tree is 100 years ago. The second best time is today. So it's slow, but you still should. I mean, Indonesia is now beginning to sort of get the wrath of the international community because they're fucking just making a mess of the rainforest because they don't care, because they're making lots of money from it.
Yeah. And we're saying you mustn't do that. The point is that they're going, well, hold on, you did some of that, and you know, it's the sort of, you know, they're sort of almost calling us hypocrites because they're going, well, you can't do that, and that's how you made your money.
Yeah,
oh,
but...
Use coal, that's how you made your money. Well, no, we don't want you to because it's bad. Look, we'll give you some money to stop it, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, when I was younger, I fucked a parrot, and I learned from my mistake, and now I will tell people, shut up, don't fuck parrots. So I am not being a hypocrite by saying you shouldn't do it. I have learned from my mistakes. Any questions? No, excellent, moving on. I must know that joke. I'm going to Google. Yes, good. Whew.
It's an ex-parrot.
Yes, just checking. Old joke. Oh, I fucked the owl. That was a mistake. Yeah, no, the point is we have made those mistakes. Also, we don't need to do this. We have technology. Like, India is pretty much skipping the nuclear part and going straight from coal straight through to renewables because the tech is there.
And they're planning on putting more wind turbines out near me now.
Yes, yeah.
They're at the stage they're going to put another, I don't know how many, 150 or something down.
Wow.
They said, oh yeah, they don't see any problems with this, you know, and they was on the telly how great it's going to be. And I was thinking, I remember the first lot, people were complaining because they were putting the poles into support 24/7. And okay, it was 8 miles offshore.
Yeah.
But late at night when everything's very, very quiet, people could hear. You know,
wow. Really?
Pile drivers pounding.
That's amazing. From 8 miles away. My God, they must be loud up close then. Holy moly. Yeah, I am surprised.
Wait, what is?
It's nothing between. It's nothing. It's just the sea between them and the pile driver. There's nothing sort of obstacles to sort of.
But
distract the sound or anything.
Inverse square law. Sound emits in all directions equally, so that means for it to be loud for you a long way away means up close. That's super loud.
Well, I don't know how loud it was. I think they could hear it in the background, like a nightclub or something going. You know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing here. The point is that they were complaining about it.
Wow.
You know. I mean,
it's got nothing on Krakatoa though.
Well, yeah, but we don't have any volcanoes off here, so.
The deadly sound. The sound so loud. It's the loudest recorded sound ever.
That's one of the things, Adam. Actually, geothermal. Geothermal is the way is the future for energy. Drill down far enough to where the Earth's crust is near some magma, and basically chuck a load of pipes and water and things in it. You pump the pipe it down, comes out pressure, drive a turbine, free electricity.
I'd like to point out, by the way, it's nowhere near the magma. You're hundreds of miles from, thousands of miles from that. I know it's warmer though. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But in Iceland and places like that where they're a lot closer to the surface, where they have like magma dome. You know what I mean? They're very closer.
Yeah.
They're closer to it. They get free hot water. They have a hot water tap and a cold water tap, and in the UK we obviously have that as well. But in Iceland they have a hot water tap which just basically comes off another supply. Rather than being a single tank that's made hot in their house or made from a gas boiler, it's a supplied pipe to their house. Yeah,
magma starts at 10 kilometres deep, but in a lot of it's 250 kilometres deep, and the proper magma layer is 1,800 miles. But I know what you mean. So yeah, the one in Worthing is interesting. So it was the South Coast's first offshore wind farm. It is between 13 and 20 kilometres off the coast, and it generates enough electricity each year to run 350,000 homes. That's pretty fucking.
Change that to get a million.
Worthing. Sorry? Yeah.
That's a million watts.
Yeah, so it's 400.
A million times 1,000. So that's
400 megawatts, apparently.
Yeah, so they're going to bump it up to a gigawatt. Like, that's a
nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's on par with the nuclear power plant.
Yeah, and runs for, well, not forever. They run for about 20 years. So they need replacing. But the fun thing is, of course, you get the NIMBYs going on about, oh, but you know the concrete generates CO2 and all this. It's like, yeah, but most of the wind turbine is reused. Now everyone is unhappy with the glass fibre in the wind turbine blades. No one is happy about that. But it doesn't have a huge environmental impact. The concrete base does have a big environmental impact. But you get to reuse it. So when the wind turbines are about, you know, rip up the concrete base. You put a new wind turbine on it. That is there forever. I mentioned this before. The largest of the wind turbines that you get at the minute, they each rotation of the blades runs 3 houses for 48 hours. Like each rotation, which is crazy. And as I said, the last time we had a calm day in the UK was 74, because if it's calm in Cornwall, it's windy in Scotland. It's almost never that you get that.
I was going to say the ones that are down here near me, I can't remember the name of it, but you can see them like when you go down to the seafront.
Yeah,
they're spinning like all of the time, constantly.
Yeah.
Like they never stop.
They do have to do some things, like military exercises and some. I mean, not down in where I am, but over in Lowestoft, they've got this. They're one of the first wind turbines in the UK. They call it Gulliver because it was so bloody big. But that one they had to stop when it was foggy.
Oh, really?
Why?
Well,
When it was foggy, you'd hear the wind fog horn there. You'd hear the fog horn going.
Wow.
So that meant that the turbine wasn't allowed to run. But I don't know what reason. Sorry, I can't.
Wow. So here we go. So here's one of the NIMBYs about the proposed expansion. So bear in mind the current wind turbines are 140 metres tall. The new wind turbines are 325 metres tall. Okay, that's the same height as the Eiffel Tower. So the thing is, if it's a calm day at ground level, it is not a calm day a third of a kilometre in the air. However, Dr. Colin Ross says it will have disastrous consequences. It will turn the peaceful seascape that so many enjoy here into a completely unnecessary industrial power station. That's your point. Looking out to sea won't be.
But look, it's nice. And you can't see it most of the time anyway.
And the alternative is
No electricity.
what?
Yeah.
So, high spending tours are likely to go elsewhere, citation needed, resulting in a reasonable worst-case reduction of around 1,000 jobs, citation needed. Entrepreneurs who come to invest, entrepreneurs in what? Attracted by the sea views, will shun the area. You fucking NIMBY.
Yes.
But that the...
Fucking hate that.
But yeah, check out the size of the new ones. Like, those are the existing ones. Look at the new ones. Like, that's triple the height. That's crazy. But we need it. Like, we absolutely do. I mean, all right then, Dr. Colin, what's your face?
Turn the kettles on.
Sure, all right. We won't have the wind turbines. What's your solution? Not that. Brilliant. Oh, apparently it cannot be described as an offshore wind farm, as the definition for offshore is 25 miles away from the coast. According to what? Oh, maritime law. Maybe. But yeah, I think it's awesome. The UK, as I mentioned this a couple of nights ago, is likely to end up as a world leader in wind power because we have so much coast, and quite importantly, we've got we've also got the entire Atlantic. I'm pretty much dibs on that. And hey, who else has got dibs on the Atlantic rather than no one? I think I'm going to.
Calling dibs on the Atlantic. You motherfuckers know what I did.
Well, I mean, it's not that we've got anyone can build there, but we've got the most convenient access.
Yeah. I mean, there was a thing on the radio the other day at lunchtime, Jeremy Vine, and I don't know, regular listener. And it was like, oh, aircon, is that going to be a problem for the future? Is that going to be this going to cause all our problems sort of thing in the future, sort of thing? Sort of, trying to sort of get people to phone in and complain about how aircon's going to use electricity and be bad and things like. Saying using electricity for something is like saying electricity is bad, which means electric cars are much worse than air conditioning units, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the silly...
What a stupid program.
The silly thing is there, it's not like saying...
Poorly researched.
Right, but did you think... Do they also do one going, oh, you using a fan heater in your bedroom? Is it bad for the environment? But like, I mean, bear in mind, I'm looking at buying in theory, a 5 kilowatt air conditioning unit. But in practice, I'll only be running one of them. So it's 2.5 kilowatts. So that's the same amount of electricity as my fan heater. So it's exactly the same as...
But it doesn't use all that. It doesn't. That's it going full tilt. If you say, right, I want this room as cold as possible, as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I've never done that at mine. When I've had mine on during the day, I've got it on now. So when I had it during the day, I was using 768 watts of electricity. That was with the aircon just turned on, my laptop, my 2 monitors, doing my work, plus all the other bits and pieces around the house, which is about 90 watts.
Yeah.
You know, it's not using great big sums, great big, chunks of electricity, which is what they're painted to be, sort of by the public, and it's just wrong.
Well, it might do if you get home and it's blazingly hot and you want it cool quickly, but you wouldn't.
I might go to 22 degrees, I'll start getting cold in it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't run it all the time, or you'd end up, freezing to death. I think this one's.
Well, it should be sensible.
Yeah, I think the ones I've got will go down to -10, but you wouldn't. No more than I would run a fan heater in my office flat out all the time. Because after an hour or so, I'll be like, yeah, that's warm enough. I'm good.
Random thought.
Yes.
You can hook up to Wi-Fi, so you can do Alexa turn on the whatnot. And
yeah. So Fujitsu do
have that option.
Yeah, but. The thing is, I looked up the name of the connection unit, and it's just like a little box with the words Wi-Fi on it. I'm like, all right, but like,
built in. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah. So that's what makes
The Panasonic.
A Panasonic. Yeah, this looks like to be a Fujitsu, and I'm like, okay, but that's just a little box, and it just goes Wi-Fi module. I'm like, okay, but I need a little bit more information than Wi-Fi module, like. Specifically and exactly what exactly does that bit do, and does that bit talk to Alexa, or is that just simply using my and I need more details than this, quite frankly, than that's the Wi-Fi unit. But yeah, I as we have both said before, I cannot stand apps for hardware. No. I've got through many phones, many iOS, many operating systems, but I am fairly sure that the home interface automation standard that Alexa uses is here forever. Like, they might upgrade it and change it. The standard, like, yeah, what the system that Alexa uses to talk to you. I'm assuming, and I'd love to know if anyone knows otherwise, that's here to stay. Like, my Alexa will never go out of date. There won't be an Alexa 2 that runs a different operating system. There'll be bigger and better ones, but I should be able in 20 years to still run my air conditioning unit off my Ultra Alexa 3 or whatever. Whereas if I've got my radio control claptrap and it runs off an app, I can't use it anymore because I don't have any phones old enough to run the fucking system.
Wow. I did follow the advice and babysit my trains that they were doing a profit. Turns out my coal dump station didn't receive any coal.
Why not?
Now it does from 5 trains.
Wait, have you just been running at a loss because you forgot to make sure they made a profit?
Yeah, they have been running like idle, only costs and no income.
Whoops. That explains why we're winning. Winning.
So doing the right team then.
Well. Okay, so I'm going to start doing a passenger now. Who should we make? So what year is it? 1969. So I could make Pip and Emma. Holy moly, 100. I haven't made a Thomas the Tank Engine yet. The problem is they're not very good. They're about to be. Oh, maybe we don't get any new vehicles. Did anyone try the trams, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I can't speak for that.
Who's the fastest train?
Gordon.
Gordon is 92 miles. Pippa, on the other hand, does 100. But I'm going to make a.
Annie and Clarabelle. Oh, they were only carriages. I forgot.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to do a passenger.
Does that mean you get Percy the Bertie the bus?
I bollocks the blown up again. No, I haven't. 2.5 million. I don't know. I haven't checked. Percy is the small engine, by the way. The bus was Toby. No.
Maybe it's
the tram.
Alliteration, isn't it wonderful?
Oh man.
I
So
don't understand why this. Hold on, this Great Stennis coal mine here. There's a train there collecting everything that it's dishing out, and another one waiting to collect as soon as it fills that one. And yet it only says 67% of the coal is being transported.
so that's to do with rating. Hold on. Let me just work out which coach. So Annie and Cloud will only do 60 miles an hour, so that ain't happening. But wow, these carry a lot of passengers. But I can actually do it. So I can actually do a first class coach and a second class coach. And then an intercity. Oh, those are going to look great. So I'm going to go with the RWS one because that is syntactically correct. Probably not that many, think about it. Right. Sorry, Brian. Where were you talking about?
Great Stennis Mines.
Right. Well,
Great Stennis coal mine.
so Great Stennis Mines. So if you want to improve the performance, you shouldn't have two lines. You should have one train doing something, and as soon as that one leaves, the next one pulls in. That means there's never a gap without a train now.
There's a double wet station.
Yeah, but that's
There's always one waiting. There's always one waiting when by the time it gets to the near full.
not necessarily, because it could be that both of them finish and then leave simultaneously. So ideally, you want a queue on the way in. That's the way to get the highest rating. Percy's not fast enough. That's part of it. There are a whole bunch of restrictions. So it doesn't mean you transported 67%. It means that our rating is 67%. Therefore, we get given 67% of the 126 tons it made. So it doesn't mean we only got rid of 67%. We were only given 67%.
That doesn't make logic, does it?
It does. It's just
It's the way it reads.
It's not very well written.
This is you only did 2/3 of the effort.
Yeah, so it means 67% offered is a better way of phrasing it rather than transported.
Yeah.
So I probably need to hook up to... let's just hook up to somewhere close by. Drodfield. What a shame the names aren't all Thomas the Tank Engine names. Not that I can remember anything from Thomas Tank Engine, but I bet there's some sad act who just read a website about that. He's not there, is he? I can tell.
I'm staying quiet.
It's nothing. Still would like the mod that gave you a heat map on the rails though.
Yes, I said
that would be a lot of effort, I suppose.
Well,
you'd have to have a separate mechanism to sort of keep the track of that.
Well, yeah, but I mean that. So the new graphs we're running are quite limited to a degree in what they can do, because you can't fundamentally change the game too much. You can just add and remove vehicles, which is a bit of a shame. There are ways of modding the game much more extensively, but again, this is where someone needs to do some research and go, well, this is the mod we should run because this adds X, Y, and Z and A, B, and C, and I'm like, I've never looked at it.
Aren't you the most qualified to do that?
Well, yeah, but I'm a busy man, Jay. Your mum doesn't service herself. Actually, she does. Tell your mum thanks, by the way. I appreciate what she gave me earlier.
That's all right.
The advice. Oh, Gordon moves so quickly. So we do have Fancy Pants Maglevs coming later. We do also have trams. So, Chowka, have you tried making any trams?
No.
Available vehicles. Ooh. The Balo passenger tram, the Jubilee passenger... so trams actually work well because you can put tram stations on existing roads. So you can sometimes use those as nice feeder systems. So I've hooked up a couple of towns to mega interchange. So I will probably hook up some more. Shall I do one to Great Stanses? Because one of the weird, this one weird trick will improve your station rating. So one of the things they use to determine how much your station rating is how fast the trains are that arrive in a bonkers way, and also how new they are, which at least makes a little bit more sense. Although I'd like to point out, for most of my career at Criterion, I was on slam door trains that were made. I looked; it had the plates that it was made in 1964. Always used to annoy me that I was paying an absolute fortune to drive on to be given a drive on a train that was fucking 40 years old.
Older than you were, they say.
Yeah, like that's not how public transport should work. It should be all fancy and shiny and new.
But surely it would have been more environmentally and economically stable to use.
To use a diesel train from the 60s? Probably not.
Didn't they put filters on the exhaust?
Alright, yeah, that would just fix it. Put filters on the exhausts.
Well, yeah, it's the same as what they've done in London with the taxi cabs. They all had to have a retrofit filter got on the exhausts.
Yeah, heaven forbid we just make people use electric cars. That would be silly. Let's just filter some of the diesel out. Yeah.
Yes, but at the time, electric cars didn't really exist, did they?
They did. They've existed for bloody since I was a kid.
Yeah. Milk floats.
Not like on the level that they're at now.
Well, no, but that statement holds true no matter what date you pick. Yeah, I mean, you can make them. You just go, in London, we're already having electric cars. Done. Starting tomorrow. Done. But that's not how the UK government works. So I don't know if you've been following the thing about COVID, but now the government are like, oh, right, well, from September, we're going to require nightclubs to have proof of double vaxxing. And we're like, what do you mean from September? How about tomorrow? What the fuck are you doing? Like, what part of this takes a bunch of time? Write the legislation, have it sorted out and in law by end of tomorrow. Because I don't believe writing laws is that hard, especially not something that's so clear cut.
Hasn't it got to go in front of Parliament, be voted on, and fucking all that bullshit?
Are you telling me that when there is, the life of literally the British public at stake, there isn't a way to do shit a bunch quicker? And if there isn't, maybe we should spend some time making shit a bunch quicker. They're fast enough to ban various designer drugs as those hit the market, but apparently it's going to take, when's that, 3 months in order to bring up legislation on entering nightclubs. This is why this whole Dominic Cummings thing has been fascinating, because he's basically going, yep, the UK government are actually incompetent. And people are like, whoa, no way! Apparently they've not been paying any attention. To be fair, I think all governments are incompetent apart from New Zealand, who are apparently fucking brilliant. Wait, is it the King of Finland, Schalke, who's just a bit mad? Like, he keeps going to baseball games and wearing silly outfits and stuff.
King?
Yeah, the King of Finland.
I do not know who that is.
You don't know who the King of Finland is?
No.
Wow. Wait, hold on. The Kingdom of Finland was dissolved in 1919. Where do you live, Schalke? No, you don't. It's not real. It's been gone since 1919. Holy shit.
You're not supposed to tell that.
Oh, sorry. It's a secret to everyone.
Apparently, at this moment in time, Finland is Russian.
It's in Russia. I don't think it's not part of Russia. It's
today. Finland is part of Russia. Factual statement on Wikipedia.
I don't think it's a.
Russia might have like an internet activity program which would produce information like that?
I mean, it's not part of the USSR. It might be in the continent of whatever you call it, subcontinent of Russia. That's not part of the Russian Empire, I don't call it. Yeah, so the Kingdom of Finland doesn't exist anymore. So that was, they tried to make it into a monarchy and it all went wrong. But it only lasted...
Very brief thing.
It only lasted a year. Brilliant. So it's not Finland. Basically, it could be the King of Sweden. But basically, he's just a bit mad, and he's brilliant. And there's loads of images. He just goes to like lots of baseball games and goes, "This is brilliant, I love it," and he's great. I can't remember what country he's from.
But having a border with Russia, Russia tends to occasionally try to push whether they can expand the borders, and that can get real scary, real fast.
We are burning through a lot of money here, Brian.
Okay.
I'm burning through a lot of money here.
I'm just watching the trains go around.
Gordon looks fantastic, by the way.
Oh, good. Is he making lots of money?
I haven't checked yet.
So I put in current mad European king into Google. It's come up with 2 results. Literally 2 results. Prince Charles.
Right.
He's not a king.
And the Dutch king.
Also not real. Wow, if I Google European Mad King, the first hit is list of mentally ill monarchs. It's not what I meant.
Nah.
I also read that in America there was someone that tried to be the king of the United States.
Yeah, but they voted him out at the beginning of this year. Hey!
But that one was like actually liked by the locals.
Oh.
America's got a king.
No. The joke, what? Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
But at some
I
point
didn't
somebody
realise
claims to be, and he was not immediately shut down.
Well,
I think it's like a fun game to play along with.
I mean, I would like to declare myself the king of this castle. I mean, I didn't say it, I declared it. So, all I'm doing is I'm just running trains, like passenger trains, to Mega Interchange, which should, in theory, once the route has recalculated, allow us to move stuff to anywhere just by taking it to Mega Interchange. This is my plan.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Are you making an Amazon?
Am I making an Amazon?
Yeah, baby.
I watched the movie anytime.
No, I still haven't watched it. I'm so terrible. I have caught up with Borat 2. I have caught up with Rick and Morty though, and Brett was saying he didn't think the episode was particularly memorable. Then I watched episode 4 and 5 last night, and let me just say that episode 4 will haunt me to my grave. So, yeah.
I'm still on the fence on whether I want to watch Rick and Morty or not.
Well, just watch it, and then you'll have watched it, and if you don't like it, don't watch it anymore. There's rare bits of animation that are so well done, and the hold on, let me just look up which episode it is. A Wrinkle in Time is absolutely groundbreaking, and is can only be done with modern technology. You could in theory have done it in the old days, but not practically. So you've got a situation where you're actually genuinely having stuff that you could not do, and I recommend it just on that basis alone. Plus it has some good jokes as well. Right, so that's Mega Interchange down there. What is... It's like up to... No, hold on. Right. Let's fuck this person over. Let's go and extend in this same village as this person.
The Thomas engines have way better sound effects. They're quite loud too.
Did you just play the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune as they go around? I wonder if that's been copyrighted.
I think we decided it was.
No, like, will I get, so what I do is, I bring up a thing and I hit show more. No, I won't. Haha! Because basically, if they haven't got a copyright request... Oh, wait, hold on. One of them... This one doesn't. But I probably will if so I'm not going to risk it. I have to... I think the old Thomas was ever so good when it was real toy trains, as opposed to this newfangled CGI.
CGI. The trains fly and all sorts of
stuff. I mean, the old stuff, it was so well done. And I really did like it. I'm not sure about the story, and also I love Ringo Starr. He was a brilliant choice of narrator. Let's get one of the Beatles in. That won't be too expensive.
Gordon didn't make much money, by the way.
It probably won't for a while.
Right. Okay.
Because so what I've set up is an interchange. So he will now go to. Oh, do I need to force unload? Yeah, whoopsie. Or do I? Brain. Go to Mega Interchange. Yeah, and then transfer. Whoopsie-daisy. Go to Mega Interchange. Whoopsie.
Alright, I'm back.
Transfer. Welcome back. Go to Mega Interchange. Transfer.
Oh, passenger trains. Maybe it's time to do some scheduling?
Not sure how that would help. Wouldn't you have to keep fiddling with the schedule though? Because as the rating of the station goes up, you'll just be making, like, you'll be filling up quicker or slower.
Trams do not know how to turn around in stations. They need a piece of empty track to turn around.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't used any trams on this. I have used trams before.
Different for trains and for cars.
Yeah, that's a setting. I can disable turning around, and so you have to build loops. But that gets quite tricksy. And if you make a mistake, you end up having to, like, build little loops of track. Yeah, I'm in a quandary what to do. I don't think the man is charging me a ridiculous amount. It's a shame that Tad isn't here to talk to us a bit more about.
What was the whole quote, the total cost?
Total cost for... So the confusing thing is, right, I've got two quotes. So one of them is just for this room, which gives me a... we didn't mention the... Yeah, so just for this room is 1,200 quid with Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And that is one internal unit, one external unit. If I want to have one external unit and two internal units, it's more than double the price. Which confuses me.
Yeah.
Like, surely it's cheaper for me to just fit two of them. So I'm more than a little bemused at that. Now I would, yeah, I don't.
You're getting alternative quotes from another supplier.
No one else has responded. Like I put a screenshot. I contacted fucking loads and loads of things. This thing like compare the market.
They're all busy this time of year. Yeah.
Well, maybe, but you get back to me with. Well, I mean, this is the thing. As Jay said, they have to pay to get my details. So I put out a quote, and they'll go like, "Oh right, it costs a $5 or whatever." But yeah, it's a bit weird that no one else has got back to me. Like, oh well, then
you haven't been approached any air conditioning companies directly.
No, I mean, I used a website to basically just
check the house.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it's compare the market, but it's not just for aircon; it's for all sorts of things. But yeah, I was just a little bit.
They contend for your bids, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I was just a little bit surprised that no one got back because I'd like to get at least two quotes. Like I don't like buying anything expensive without getting at least two quotes. In case this guy's...
I got the first quote for this one. I was like, oh, that's so good. Click. I love that thing. I wouldn't click OK now.
So how much was yours for? Is yours a single internal and external unit?
Yes. It was 1,500.
Yeah, so mine would be slightly cheaper than that for a single unit.
Yeah. But putting 2 in, I'd expect it to be, I don't know, you got to buy the bits, another set of bits, so that'll be that, plus more gas, plus more time. So I'd expect it to be, you know, at the maximum double. I mean, you're going to have 2 internal, 1 external, so it's basically just working out where to wire the things.
Yeah.
That's having 2. Hold on. If you're having 2 internal units, 1 external unit, are the 2 rooms adjacent?
No. It's my office and one of the ones on the top floor.
Oh, so they share the same outside wall?
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking, how do you wouldn't be able to use it 2 to 1 if they're on different external walls and different pipes and things through the house.
Yeah, I mean, the way I've suggested it seems to be okay. But my point is, I'm surprised he didn't say, well, if you get 2 compressors, it's cheaper than 1. Like, I don't understand. I'm obviously missing something. There's obviously, but I don't know whether or not the multi-external unit is just simply a lot better. So that unit can accept.
I think it must be. I think it's one that's got 2 loops in it.
Yeah,
that's probably the way you do it.
But
you wouldn't have 2 separate. You have 2 loops plugged into 1 compressor, basically.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense at all to have that more than twice the price of a single.
It's a bigger compressor.
But yes, but then
maybe. But if they're giving you a breakdown of parts, you should be able to see if they really are ripping you off. In theory.
Yeah, but my point is that it doesn't make any sense for a double unit that controls 2 internal ones to cost more than a pair of internal and external ones.
Yeah.
I'm just really confused at this. I swear I need Tad.
But he's busted his car.
Yeah.
Why are they dropping all the passengers off at the interchange and not picking them up?
They should pick up anything that is automatically going to the destination. We don't have any passengers at Mega Interchange. They should pick up stuff automatically going to a destination they're going to. He says, hopefully.
All of them have been dropping them off except number 2, which has an implicit order to go to the interchange.
They should. Oh no, it wasn't to be transfer and leave empty. It's supposed to be transfer and wait. What?
Passengers are timing out.
No, I derped on that order. Hold on. That's number 2. That should have been Mega Interchange and Drodfield West. And at Mega Interchange, it should transfer and load. Yeah, transfer and take cargo. That's what it should be, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they should all be.
Yeah, whoopsie-daisy. Load if available. And load. Oopsie, not full load. There we go. That looks better. See, remember I told Schalke, what you must do is make one train and make sure it's working before you move on. Well, I should have followed my own advice. In this case, it's a bit hard because one train can't run it. This needs at least 2 trains. Because obviously one train won't have any passengers to take away. No one would ever go that way anyway. That's slightly better. But it's possible also that solution, if I were to get a pair of singles, that would actually take up much more of the fitter's time. So maybe it's a lot easier to do. Maybe it will cost me far more in fitting costs.
Yeah, plus man, they've got to work at height.
Yeah, Well, that's their problem.
Risk,
that sounds like
yeah,
their problem.
But
Yeah.
does that mean they've got to put a scaffolding tower up? Or
No, it's no, because the compressor's on the first floor. So he shouldn't.
Right.
Because he won't.
One would come, so they've still got to. The way they do it, the way they did it here, don't assume they do it at yours, is they take the internal unit and they weld the pipes on, straighten the pipes out, walk around with the 5 metre trailing pipes up to where the interior unit goes, and then feed the pipes out through the hole they've made in the wall, and out, spit it out the wall, and then lag the pipe to the wall.
Yeah.
And then fit it where it's going to be. So they will need to get to the top floor on the outside.
Yeah.
To do the.
Flabbergasted. Let me attempt to draw you what my boggle is. So I'm going to draw my house. It's not perfect, but that's exactly what my house looks like. And then I'll draw you the two options. So there's my house. Okay. There's the roof. Right. So option 1 I will do in green. So option 1 is a single external unit like that in green, and a internal one there with a pipe, and another internal one about here. That's option 1. And for sake of argument, just to make maths easy, let's just say that costs 2,500. Let's just say that for sake of argument. Option 2, I'll do in orange. Option 2 is to have the unit here on the outside and the unit here on the inside. It'd actually be the same position as the first one, doesn't matter. But that is £1,000. So why do I not just get another orange one for this floor, with that bit on the outside and this bit on the inside? Because if that costs 1,000 and that costs 2,500, then the two orange ones will cost 2,000, unless I've missed something. I mean, yeah, I agree. I'd almost never run both at the same time. That'd be quite unusual. Or, climate change has really kicked off. Which, I said, it's possible. My next step will be potentially looking at batteries as well. I say the Robert Llewellyn, he waxes lyrical because he's got batteries in his house, and he says the combination of solar, little bit of wind, and more quote unquote economy 7, and he says sometimes his electricity is free because he gets it and then he sells it for more than he got it for.
Yeah, those sort of feeding tariffs have gone though.
Not for vehicle to grid, because that's a lot more current and it's on demand. It's like, give me all the current in your battery, and you can say between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. I never use my car, flatten it to 1/4. So yeah, those are still there, but the tariffs for the solar panels are basically done. But yeah, I don't understand why I was under the impression it would be quite a bit cheaper to have a single outside unit and 2 inside units than 2 outside units and 2 inside units.
Yes.
But
logically makes sense.
Yeah. The thing I don't think I am happy about, though, is the paying in cash.
No.
Like,
no way.
Like, I know who he works for. I'd rather just go to his boss going, hello, maybe I should threaten him. Fit it.
Invoice, please.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Or
If you can do it for the company, so it
purchase order.
terms.
well, the thing is,
Purchase order for you.
yeah. I mean,
Don't give me money until it's done.
I'm also a VAT registered company. I mean, this would be, I get whatever 25% off essentially. But yeah, it's a bit silly. Like, I understand about, a little bit. Like when I've got my car MOT'd and stuff, they're like, yeah, it's for 20 quid we'll swap your cat over, but for 30 quid we'll just say we did. It's like, yeah, there you go, no problems. It's stuff like that. But when you're talking about thousands of pounds, at that point it's just, yeah.
also these aircons, the thing about aircon, I mean, right now it's achieved set point, so it's stopped.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, mine's not. So I've got a 1200 watt one here, and it's been on since 10 o'clock, and it's basically, it does quite a good job as long as I'm not in the room. If I'm in the room, plus the sun and heat from below, that pretty much hits tipping point.
Yeah. I've only got one window in this room anyway.
Yeah, I face the sun, unfortunately. So yeah.
I tried opening the window and see if it made a difference, and it actually got hotter. And this game doesn't really make a lot of heat, so. Would be against bed earlier recently because of the temperature.
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to paste that in the chat. So I think that's what he's offering. So that is an outdoor unit plus 2 wall-mounted units and no special installation kit, and that is pre-charged to 20 meters, and that's 1600.
Without what does it mean without special install kit?
I don't know. I can't click on it.
Because that adds an extra £300.
Yeah, I mean, I am getting it so the pipes will have nice coverings over them, and I don't.
Well, you don't have a choice about that. You have to have that.
No, I can just have the pipes with the lag on, just with the foam. But I get like nice coverings to make it look, nice. That I can make it look ugly. It's my house, but that is optional. But I'm a bit. It's just this cash thing. I bought my car for cash.
I wouldn't do it for cash.
Yeah, so I bought.
Do that, no way.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my car for cash, but I was fully in the impression it might be a bit of a dog. It wasn't. It was great, but that's the nature of cars for you. Oh my God! Sorry, Gordon, the pass. I fixed it. I don't know. All right, that's terrible. Gordon.
So in the end of the last stream, I was already off, but you managed to DJ post the photobombing thing where you went through request on Giannis Mia.
That was, I didn't know, that wasn't on purpose. I completely screwed the corner up and I was like, wait, I can fit through.
Oh.
Yanked the handbrake and then just slid sideways to its feet. That was the most amazing maneuver I did, but I completely hit the wall at full pelt. It wasn't it wasn't good by any means. Did you get LAN Escape, by the way, or is that not started yet?
It's tomorrow.
Ah, cool. So we won't be seeing you for ever.
Who's taking all the money out of the company? Stop it.
No, I'm not. No, we didn't. I'm borrowing it, you muppets, to buy a train.
I'm gonna pay it back.
Why?
Alright.
Well, you can pay it back.
Trains are bad.
Yeah, but I need to buy a train. And the train itself's fucking 600,000.
Bloody hell. Okay, I'll help.
And then the. What's the right size? 7, isn't it?
Yes.
That seems awfully long.
I also went through the hunts and tutorials. It seems to be like a shooting game that has like very high polish and like atmosphere. I did not actually try the multiplayer for the reasoning of trying to stay level and about the theme.
Yeah, so I know people who play it. Apparently, they went, "Oh, you've got it, brilliant! Play it with us." And I went, "What did you get on Xbox or PlayStation?" Like PC, and they're like, "Oh, there's a lot of hackers." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Which game?
Hunt Showdown, I think it's called.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, Max, did you see the Wreckfest? Sorry, the Wreckfest, the Live for Speed screw up on my part?
No.
It is amazing. So I've got to him. I'm going to do it again at minimum speed. Doing it at playback 0.25. I fit perfectly between them. Schalke looks right, takes a great line. Esmia's a bit tight, but the line's fine, and I just go splat and hit the wall. Completely and utterly screwed up that corner in such a spectacular. It's like during those 20 frames, I also managed to rotate the car about 45 degrees because I'm there, and then by that one, you can see I'm just too far. Yeah, I completely messed it up. So I understand, Max, that we are. Schalke, Esme and I are a bit above the rest of you guys, but don't for a moment, don't for any second think that we are brilliant or flawless, because that is not the case.
No, it's not.
No, but that bit where Schalke, Esme and I did several laps and we were only a car's width apart was amazing. So tense, and it was brilliant. And then so I managed to get in front of Esme and Schalke and then stacked it into wall 4 corners later. Which was a shame.
I'm kind of stickler for having to hammer home the carefulness for other people. If you would have contacted people on that turn, then you would have affected the race outcome very heavily.
Yeah,
I would have
effectively avoided people need to actively brake in disadvantage to their racing line.
Yeah, I mean it's partly why we play Wreckfest on the damage one. So yeah, smashing the cars is fun, but it means that you do actually have to do a little bit of thinking about maybe I won't just plow into because that will ruin my chances of finishing. But yeah, in that case, Schalke, it was not. I was distracted. You were there, SB was there. I saw a gap, and then I realised how fast I was going, and it was too late. So that was a massive mistake, and I'm sure you've all seen the clip from the F1 at the weekend where Lewis Hamilton misjudged. Because people were like, it's on purpose. It's like, dude, if he did it on purpose, he had about a third of a second to think about it, going, let's ram him. But yeah, he misjudged his undertake and took out what's his face.
See, I don't think
Max
that
Verstappen.
Hamilton actually caused that. I think that because if you look at what was going on before that, Max Verstappen was stopping him from passing, going from left to right, just balling about.
Well,
Hammond.
You're allowed to, though.
Yeah. So Hammond was on the inside line going round the bend. So
Hammond.
Oh,
Hamilton. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Hamilton was on the inside going round, so he had nowhere else to go. So he braked for that corner. The other dude came round, but the only reason he was in front on that corner was because he braked later than what Hamilton did.
Yeah. But I think...
So just decided to play Wreckfest for a few seconds.
Yeah.
I think it was half a dozen of one and 6 of the other.
Yeah.
I think they was both to blame and they should both have been penalised for it.
Yeah, I think in that case, I mean, they are racing at the very highest level that there is to race at, and they are, mistakes do happen. And I think that was...
Spectators love to throw the blame around.
Yeah, of course they do.
As if they could have done it any better.
I could have done that. Yeah. I could have driven into him exactly like that. I think that's well within my capabilities.
Do you want to head for it now? I mean, we can fire up LFS if you like.
I guarantee I could crash my F1 car into anything. Gordon, I have a G29. It's an interesting wheel. It is very, very standard. And the best thing about it is it's very standard. It's also a weird one because for some reason the price of it keeps going up and down, up and down. So it's not the G923. That's a nicer one. It is a what are these?
To be honest, I think I prefer the Farm Simwell.
I'm still banned from Curry's, for fuck's sake.
The Farm Simwell is just a basic wheel. It's got no feedback, and it's the bottom tier of it's entry level of sim world of simming.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the wheel I've got. So it's Mio.
It'd be nice if they actually released that as an individual item for people to use.
I mentioned
pedals.
They don't come. The wheel and pedals only comes with the heavy equipment controller. You can't buy them separately.
Alright, I thought the heavy equipment controller was there was.
No, you can either buy the equipment controller on its own or the equipment controller with the pedals and steering.
The The pedal and
Right.
the pedal and steering wheel is an optional extra for the heavy equipment controller. It's like, yeah. So Esmir, we're talking about lights. So Live for Speed doesn't support the shift lights either. Now, what other games have you played?
Sorry, wait, I missed that word there.
Shift lights.
Something lights.
Shift lights.
Sorry?
Shift.
Lights.
Yeah. Hang on, let me get the picture up.
Shift
They're-
lights. Oh, so
yeah.
The ones that
They're
come up
lights.
in your redlinings tell you to change gear.
Yeah. So you can see in the middle, it's got lights. Oh, the only game that's made them work is the Crew 2. Nothing else has. Not even Live for Speed has, but just
I know for sure that Dirt Rally 2 works with them.
I've only played Dirt Rally briefly in VR, and that was beyond me, which is a shame because I was like, this is very good, and then holy god, this is hard. That again, that's sim level of rallying, and that is very difficult. But
So when are you going to play Crew 2 again?
next time has a free weekend. It's Jay, read my. It is not as good as Forza.
No, it's not, but it's not supposed to be.
Yes, it is. That's how computer games work. Forza is their competitor. It's very similar to Forza in a lot of way, but it's not as good, and it definitely doesn't have the cars. Live for Speed G29 shift lights. Logitech G29s do not work on Live for Speed. Oh, that people are saying to use Fana LEDs. I don't know if I can use Fana LEDs at the same time as motion platform though. Oh, there is a mod for it though.
Surely you're quite capable of combining those two bits of software into one piece of software.
Well, no, they don't have the source code for one of them, either of them.
No, but I'm saying with your knowledge and ability, you should be able to write a little bit of script that goes into the motion platform to say, hey, tell me what these lights do and do what I tell it to do. Like, surely you're capable of adding a few lines of code?
I really don't think the lights are that useful.
No, but that you missed the point. I paid for those lights. I've always wanted shift lights, and the only game that supports it is one I'm not playing.
Restream chat's not working again either. You've got chat on YouTube but not on Twitch.
I mean,
Twitch is failing you.
well, yeah, that's Twitch view. But I mean, honestly, there's nothing I can do. You just have to take it up with Restream chat. There's nothing I can do. Take it with Restream because it's Restream doing it.
Yeah. They also keep cutting out the feed to Twitch as well. Like the YouTube on the laptop's running absolutely fine, no hitches whatsoever, but Twitch keeps dropping out.
Bear in mind, by the way, when we do Live for Speed, you are quite welcome to join us. It is an open server. I'm very happy to have any. The more people, the better. Really, it really works better with more people.
Oh, that's a point. Wasn't you going to try the exclamation mark commercial thing on one of the channels to see whether it worked?
Sorry, I'm gonna get a drink.
Oh, okay.
I typed it. No.
Did he just break up as he was talking, or was he talking as he walked away? So is there like what Adam's doing with the mega interchange, is there like a warehouse or something that you can build to be Amazon in this?
To do what?
Like act as a
I've
central
never
hub,
gotten
like-
it to really work.
Oh, so there is one that's available but it doesn't work.
I don't know. I said I haven't gotten it to work.
But
He
you
has.
accomplish.
Oh, he's got it to work. Okay. What I was thinking, Chalker, is if you've got like a central hub where you could have all of your towns and your resources going into one central location, and then going out from like service trains to towns, like everything runs from one central hub sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess it's a problem that one can tackle. You are going to run into the problem that stations are limited in how many platforms they have. So if you want to have the 7 that we are advised to build, then you're gonna run out at about 7 parallel platforms.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is like having like a group of warehouses. So it's hard to explain what I was trying. Oh, I got it in the like arm.
I am back. People who are watching, did any adverts just play, or not?
Oh, did you try it? You didn't get anything on Twitch?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I think you've got to set it up on your dashboard.
I think the bot did say that it would try that.
You think it would also tell me if it failed? Okay, well that didn't work then. I mean, if anybody wants to run this, I mean, you're quite welcome to join the Transport Tycoon game. I don't mind particularly, but I was mostly talking about Live for Speed. The more people playing it, the better. I have been in large races, and it is, I mean, it's a clusterfuck of failure, but it's also a glorious one. And I cannot emphasize enough, when there are 20 people on the track, don't even worry about don't even worry if you're last around the corner. Just worry about coming out the corner with all the all the car intact. It's also interesting seeing when we do get, as I said, proper newbies into the game. Watching Max, who had never, I don't think you've done any sim racing before. You're destroying the noobs. I can see you looking at noobs going, there, you're rubbish. But that's how you were when you started. And you've practiced and you've improved and you're learning the lines and how to drive the car and what to do. And I think we've all got better. I certainly have got a lot better.
It was definitely an eye-opening experience watching the nephew play it for the first time.
Yeah, was it full speed ahead, brake really hard, full lock, hit the outside wall, wheel falls off.
Well, I ended up sticking a cushion under the back of the pedals to try and stop him from pushing the pedal all the way down, because he was just like stomp on it and go.
So, Gordon, it's quite feasible to play Live for Speed on a mouse. It's a little trickier, and it does require you to be quite gentle with your mouse. You can also play it on an Xbox controller, but I'm not so sure if I would recommend that. Because you just don't have very much lock. But on the mouse, it's fine. You can play it on a keyboard, but you'll be tapping the controller around the thing. Your real problem with that is proportional acceleration and braking. But there is a setting in Live for Speed for how fast the button engages. So then you can still tap the brake, but instead of being off on, it just means it averages out to about half.
I tell you, we're losing money on Gordon the passenger train for.
Wow, we really are. Why?
Don't know. Too slow?
Nobody's going to that destination.
Adam, you've done commercial 30, which is an advert in 30 minutes, every 30 minutes.
No, a 30-second commercial has been started. That is silly. It's an invalid commercial length specified, valid length 30, 60, 91, 21, 50. It doesn't mean an advert every 3 hours.
The actual command that they say to use on YouTube is commercial on Restream is commercial 30.
Which is what I did, a 30-second commercial.
Yeah. I thought that says on their thing that that's a commercial every 30 minutes.
No.
The feedback was about seconds and not minutes.
As I said, a 30-second commercial has been started. Is that Shaka? Should we try tomorrow in Live for Speed forcing a pit stop? So you can do it. So during the race, you have to pit in. When you do it's up to you. You can put it in on the first lap, you can put it in on the last lap, doesn't matter. But it means that you have to decide where it's most tactically advantageous to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good direction.
Flabbergasted, if you have a Steam controller, use gyro steering. Just Google LFS gyro steering. That is the best way of doing it. Like, totally. So I was hoping these might be a lost leader to start with, but should grow the towns. We're making a profit overall, which we aren't yet this year. Oh yeah, we are. We're making shit tons of profit. That's fine, because the towns will grow. I mean, right now those stations are not full by any means. Oh, we should probably do Stream Raider, shouldn't we? I forgot.
Well, I can't remember the link for it.
It's just popped up on the stream.
No, the restream thing, is it just pop? It's not showing in YouTube.
It's just popped up on Nightbot. Nightbot messaged it. Yeah, I don't know why the restream chat link isn't working, but as I said, there's nothing I can do about it. There isn't a button I press that either works or it doesn't.
I've got a tick box to enable it or disable it, is it?
Well, no. Why would I ever want to disable it as well?
No, I'm saying like if it's got an option to enable or disable, it ain't got like a hotkey that you're hitting in a game somewhere and it's
well, no,
disabling it as it starts.
Well, for a start, it's not even on the same computer, so no.
Okay, we're losing 150 grand a year.
Yeah, but we're not.
Why?
Why what? We're
Last year, lost 39,000, 32,000, 32,000.
Yes, because 1.2 million was spent on new vehicles.
Wait, who?
Last year.
Hold up. Last year we spent 600,000 on new vehicles and 74,000 on construction. But we made 400,000. We made a if I don't do anything for a year, we'll definitely make profit.
That's not the problem. The problem is that the vehicles aren't making profit on the routes they're going on.
Yes.
You call them the passenger train variants and the Pip and Emma.
Right, but that's fine because they're being paid for by the coal trains. The goal is not to make every train make a profit. The goal is to make a profit.
But if they're losing that much money, I mean, profit this year is minus 43. It's worse than the previous year.
Yeah, what profit this year? Wait, what are you looking at? Profit this year is 175,000. What on earth?
The profit for individual trains, the Pip and Emma train is actually losing more money this year.
Yeah, it's losing money, absolutely. But it doesn't matter because its goal is to grow both ends of it. You can't just... with the passenger ones, it's very hard to start with a profit. But I remember I've built the lines, we have an interchange, the interchange can be used for anything. But the interchange is empty. We're not getting enough stuff coming to us. Why is it telling me I have to use a retry token?
Because we were defeated.
Oh, smeg. Well. Time to put my artillery down. And you fucks. But yeah, those ones should make a profit, Max, once so the stations are barely doing anything. Like, this station's got 3 passengers waiting at it. It's not going to make a profit. Do any of them. But as it grows, and the town grows, hopefully it will. But it has given us some infrastructure. But as long as we're making our profit overall, we're okay. And I believe we are. So far we're up 150,000 this year.
Okay, that's not working.
Everybody being about as good as each other in Need for Speed does make it more determining in who survives the first curve and how much time is spent on that.
Yeah, well, when we get better, it means that you end up having to push it a little bit harder in order to beat someone, and that's when the mistakes happen. That's when you saw me going, hold on, there's a gap there. I did a Lewis Hamilton and just plowed into a wall at some unbelievable speed. But like when it's me and I were going hell for leather. There was not a car length between us, and we were in the FBMs. We were going very, very fast. If Esmir had screwed up or braked her or anything, that's it. I would have been in her, phrasing, and then you would have been long gone. So as you get closer and closer to the limits, it becomes more dangerous. Things go wrong much more spectacularly.
I guess I had a couple of races where I lost like 1 second or 2 seconds trying to not dodge people that are going sideways on the first corner. And then I have to do 3 laps and really pushing it in order to catch up to them.
Yeah, but it means your car was working. That's the important thing.
Right, Adam, the reason Nightbot's not working in YouTube is apparently you haven't got it linked. You've only got it linked to Twitch.
Right, okay. So, Jay, you said this before, and I said, but you can't link it to YouTube, and you didn't respond. I'll say it again. But you can't link it to YouTube.
Okay, join Nightbot. Click on the Join Channel button in your Nightbot dashboard on YouTube and follow the on-screen...
Sorry, wait. Wait. Say that again slowly, and I'll stop you when it stops making sense. Right, yeah. On your...
Log into Twitch, YouTube, or the service you require.
Right, I am logged into all these things.
Join the Nightbot website.
By join the Nightbot website, I have gone to the website nightbot.tv/dashboard.
Yeah. Click on the Join Channel button.
No.
Twitch,
No.
YouTube,
No.
etc.
No. Try again. There is no such button. There's one called Part Channel, which will leave my Twitch channel. There is no such button, Join Channel. Do you have a picture? I like pictures.
No, they haven't included a picture on their instructor.
Nightbot integrates with Discord and Muxy, nothing else. There is no button marked. There's a button, I can show you. There's a button marked Leave. There isn't one marked Join.
Yeah, no, this is what I can't understand.
I can part. There you go. It's just left the channel. It has now... It has now joined the channel. Nightbot
is a bot for Twitch, YouTube, and Trovo that allows you to automate your live streams chat with moderation for new features, allowing you to spend more time entertaining your viewers.
It's not though. it's just.
It literally says on Nightbot TV, Nightbot is a chatbot for Twitch, YouTube, and Trovo. So I'm going to log into Nightbot, which I've now logged into. I can part channel.
Yeah, that's Discord. That's
now click on.
Says Jay. I'm waiting for the penny to drop. Give it a minute. He'll be like, what the fuck is that?
No. This shit is not going to beat me.
Well. I fully appreciate your determinism. That's not the right word. Your
Nightbot is not showing my live stream in YouTube. Make sure Nightbot is joined to your channel in the control panel. If you recently changed your name on Twitch or YouTube, you may need to change the parting. Blah 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 blah. That is not.
Try to find someone to take goods. Ah, that's a sawmill. I'm not saying that Nightbot doesn't do YouTube. I'd be quite sorry it didn't. But Nightbot, as far as YouTube is Twitch is IRC. It's literally IRC. So it's just doing an IRC channel. But YouTube doesn't really work like that. So although I am not disputing it does work, I've never seen anything to do with Nightbot on anything other than YouTube.
It literally says here in the Nightbot FAQs, why isn't Nightbot responding on YouTube gaming? If Nightbot still isn't responding in your channel, it's either not a moderator or is banned from your channel. In order to connect it, your stream must be live and public. Nightbot needs to have been joined via the control panel. click join
So,
chat.
this is what pisses me off. Via the what? It has to be joined via the what, Jay? The control panel. Do they mean...
needs to have been joined via the control panel.
Do they mean the dashboard? Because there is no such thing as a control panel. They've called it a
Right.
dashboard.
When I click on the control panel, it opens the dashboard.
When you click on the control panel, what control panel?
So in the wording, it is hot linked. The word control panel is hot linked.
Ah, so they've renamed it. I see.
That's what it appears.
Hold on. I think I need to sign in again. Because if I click on login, bang, I'm into Twitch. But then if I pause it on this screen here, I stopped it loading, I see that.
So have you got to log into Twitch and YouTube?
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But normally it just goes, hey, YouTube it is. Shit, what channel am I streaming to? Projector Games. I have so many accounts. Choose my account or brand. Okay, there we go. So,
I mean, do you need two
Oh,
accounts?
God.
One for Dash,
yeah,
one for YouTube, and one... No, I'm saying, do you need two
Yes.
Nightbot accounts? So
yeah. But that's the worst thing.
Why?
So if I go to nightbot.slash.tv and I click login, it just takes me straight through. So what I had to do is I had to hit dashboard and then back and then forward. No, hold on, how do I do it? That's really awful. So yeah, I basically logged in This is a completely different Nightbot. This is not the
yeah,
same,
that's what I'm saying. Why is it not linked?
because there isn't a button to do that. Oh wow, what? Head to my community settings. At least they've linked all this shit. Oh wow, I have loads of moderators, including people I don't even know the names of. I might remove those. Interestingly, I have 2 Restream bots as a moderator. Add approved user. Nightbot. Save. Okay, Nightbot should now be a moderator of my channel. The other moderator, the other one. How do I set you up as a moderator of this one? How are you even going to find it? But it now should hopefully be a... Yeah, I don't see how I log into 2 things at once.
I'm back, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see how, like, I don't know how to make you a moderator on the second, but I don't see how you log into 2 at once. I don't.
No, this is what I'm Googling now. I'm trying to work out how to link YouTube and Twitch, but it's like, no.
My cat, by the way, Gordon, doesn't fight crime, but she does brood, so she's halfway to being Batman.
Okay, so Nightbot support forum. Can I use Nightbot for YouTube and Twitch at the same time? Unfortunately, Nightbot is only tied to one account at the account service at this time, as unfortunately YouTube and Twitch run on different platforms, and there is no way of combining the 2 chats.
What the fuck are they talking about? Of course there is. You just put it combines it. From their point of view, it's 2. From my point of view, it's 1. I mean, Restream Manager, that's a bunch of bollocks, isn't it?
Apparently the commands are different, the way the commands are handled are different, the way that you have to write the commands are different.
That's fine. So you write 2 commands, and when you type a command, it executes one command A on Twitch, command B on YouTube. This is not rocket science, is it?
Yes, but what they're saying is, if I type in, say for example, ! commercial,
Yeah.
it'll run the commercial on Twitch, it won't run the commercial on YouTube.
That's fine. So when you type commercial, it types /YouTube commercial 30 and it all into YouTube, and it also types /Twitch commercial 30.
So this is where it gets complicated. It won't do that. What it will do is it will put the actual word.
Yes, but no.
Stream ratings into
So,
the chat.
So this is the thing. This is why when I was looking at Restream to Nightbot recently how fucking awful, how nothing this is. This is just a fucking
Is there not an alternative?
But the point is, when you type in ! commands, it should execute a command that you write, but it should say, does this... So when you create it, you can say on YouTube, execute this command, and on Twitch, execute this command. The user needs to write two sets of commands.
That's what I was saying. So in the add command button, where it says command, ! Why can't they just add another field underneath it that says do this on YouTube, do this on Twitch, do this on
exactly.
Facebook.
This is why when the dev goes, oh, you can't do that, it's like, yeah, like, fuck, you can't. You might not be able to, apparently, but yeah, it's not rocket science.
I'm not going to argue, because at this moment in time I can't get fucking images displaying on a website, but I could get that.
That's not the point. Nightbot is enormous. Nightbot is the biggest of these. But all I wanted was a welcome mat, and apparently that is like a fucking cardinal sin on a website, is saying, hey John, you just joined the website. It's for me. Message me when people join the website. You don't have to message them. I will message them. I just need prompting they even exist. I can't believe I ran into this fucking holy war on welcoming people into YouTube channels.
I'm not getting involved in that one.
No, I was just like, what? People get really, really, really upset about being welcomed into a channel. Like, wow.
It is like lurkers. Like, for example, I can see that there's people in Twitch.
Yes.
And I know they're active because they're not there all the time. There's only people that like,
yeah. I can see the Twitch one, but you can't see the YouTube one, which is why I understand that command won't be available.
You should be able to.
Don't think so.
Yeah, it should say on YouTube viewers. I'm sure there was a way. There used to be.
Top chat participants. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it might just be more. No, because it says 4 watching now, and then there's only 2 participants.
So yeah, there's people that are active in chat. So at the moment, only Flabbergasted and Golden Chin have been active within the last 5 minutes. Or whatever.
Yeah, but it's not listing Flabbergasted.
So the other thing is you need to put it onto the live chat as well, otherwise you potentially don't get all of the chats.
Yeah, speaking as the moderator, like fuck, should I? Like, that should just work.
I'm not a moderator on there, so nah.
No, but like, I should just get a list of everyone. There should be no, hey, we'll just show you some. That's just not how it works.
Well, there used to be. I'm sure it used to be underneath the title where it used to say like 5 watching now, and then you could click on the thing underneath it.
I don't know, Flabbergasted. Now you've said something.
It is
try again.
now that you've mentioned something, now you've said something, it is showing you in the chat list. But there used to be an actual thing there that said these people are watching.
Yeah.
Why they've taken that way, I don't know.
Well, now it just lists Flabbergasted and not Gordon. But yeah,
I had all 3. I had all 4.
I don't see what's the point in only showing people who've talked recently. They're not the ones I need. It's the hey, John Bob, are you still? Oh, he's gone. I've just checked the list.
Yeah. I mean, surely there's got to be a way, Shane.
I mean, this is the thing. I thought it would have been easy to set up a welcome thing, but no.
Like, it can be done if you can get someone that can write a bot to extract that data and display that data.
Yeah,
can be done.
I mean, I can write a fucking IRC bot. That's trivial, but I don't want to spend my time writing obvious things.
It'd be nice to be able to just click on a button and go, here's 5 quick things.
But the weird thing is, I understand some people don't want it. I understand people get upset. On my stream, I want to run it, and apparently it is people are really unhappy about it. But those people won't run it on their stream. It's weird.
How to view your live stream data?
Yeah, you get this on Java. So Java doesn't support unsigned numbers, and when you start looking at it, you get these Java developers bending over backwards trying to explain why if you think you need unsigned numbers, you're actually wrong. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? If I have a variable that stores how many... bananas I've got. I can't have a negative number of bananas. Unsigned number is perfect for this. And you get into this thing that...
using YouTube Studio?
Wow. So you get into this thing that people actually get upset that you might want to use a language feature because they don't want to do it. Which is insane. YouTube Studio has been the only way of doing it for a long time. It's all the rest is gone now.
Everything separates in that way.
So YouTube Studio, go to Analytics under Content. Select Engagement and select the type of viewers you wish to see. Either concurrent, recurring, etc, etc, etc. There's multiple options there for viewers depending on your level of interactivity with YouTube, like what your status is with YouTube.
Analytics. Analytics, then what?
Analytics engagement from the top left menu. And then click on the type of viewers you wish to see, i.e. concurrent viewers, current viewers, recurring viewers, returning viewers, etc, etc, which will give you your live stream data viewership for your channel. Is it showing you names and shit? It should be.
I don't think you understand. I'm just looking at this. It looks like I've just ventured into an Excel spreadsheet.
It's supposed to have a list of viewers. Like it shows that, but on the right hand side of it, it shows a list of current viewers. So you should have like a spreadsheet, and then right next to it a table, and then in that table it's got like a left column, a right column. At the top it says status and viewer name, blah blah blah, time that they've been watching, and all the other shit. But you're not seeing none of that on that.
Well,
so you might not. Oh, hang on, go down. You might be able to see something further down.
Top playlists, top cards, top end scenes, top end screens, top videos.
No, that's just your...
I'm on my channel 6 engagements. You sure it's not under audience?
I don't know, hang on, let me see the date on when this was made. So this is from 2020, September 2020, so have a look at audience. It might have been moved.
Within the last 28 days, we've had 1,000 unique viewers. Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow. Of which only 222 came back.
Yeah.
I lost 10 subscribers, which is up 50%. That's not good. Every time I go live, I lose a few subscribers. Every single time.
Yeah. I did notice what was the game we was playing the other night. Not the...
For Speed?
No, it was a new game that we played the other day.
Worms?
Might have been... Yeah, Worms. You had something like 23 people watching you at one time.
Oh, I think that was Mini Metro, actually.
No, this was the other day, Worms, when you was playing Worms.
So one of...
Mini Metro...
So
Metro last night had something like 40 odd, 50 odd.
One of my biggest views recently has been LockDown LAN 28 when we did Advanced Wars 2 PvP and it didn't work. LockDown LAN #28, Advanced Wars 2 PvP on a Game Boy on the internet. We couldn't get it to work.
Apparently I've got 8 subscribers now.
Yeah, Live for Speed is actually one of our most popular videos. Live for Speed is... in the top 10, there are 3 Live for Speed videos.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
How have I got 109 views with no content on my channel?
109 views of what? Of your channel?
Your channel has received 109 views in the last 28 days.
Yeah, well, by bots.
Oh, is that channel views, not content views?
I would assume so. Esmir, can you please look at Liverness Ridge North?
Sure thing.
And explain to me why Percy the Wooden Train is not going in. I know why, because this is what I said about the exit signal stuff. And I don't know why. So they should I would have thought. So you can see that Percy has reserved vast quantities of track. Sorry, not Percy. James the Good Engine. Gordon the Good Engine has reserved vast quantities of track. But so why is...
It's backwards.
What's backwards?
The direction that it's heading.
Yeah, but I mean, there you go. I've just put exit signals. Now explain why they're not working. That's why we use the block signals on the exit. So you see that's not working. You see the train still sat there like a lemon. But if I put block signals on, oh fuck you, why isn't that working? That normally fixes it. I understand why. It's because Gordon. How is Gordon even facing in that direction?
Back in a minute.
But this is the problem I have. This is why I start. I mean, I can turn Gordon around, and that does. But I've now put one ways in, so maybe he won't be able to do that in future.
Yeah, that should have fixed it.
Yeah, because he reserved. But this is why I usually use on the way out one-way block signals, and then go back into paths when appropriate.
I mean, I would have signaled it completely differently.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you can always do mega junk. I mean, I used to use entry and exit signals.
Once you get the concept down, it makes
yeah, but I've had them screw up so much I just don't do it anymore. Because if you look at mega interchange, on the way in, I would have had to have 8 signals, and with this, I only have to have 1. But I used to use entry and exit signals, but I've just had them screw up on me so much. You just sit there and I can't... Again, as I've said, there is no bugs in the game. It is me. I am the bug. And I can't work out what I've done wrong, but that doesn't help me if I can't work out what I've done wrong. I love those YouTube stats, by the way, and those fascinate me. About who watches what and why. I'd love to get more feedback from people watching. Like, I said, I'm mates with some fairly big streamers, and I do watch their channel, and it is batshit. The amount of support they get is absolutely insane, and I'd love to have a piece of that. But if there's anything that you think, like as a viewer, we should do more of. Don't say webcam. I tried that, made no difference. But there's something you think we should do more of. Let me know. You know, should we do more videos where it's like the LockDown LAN crew versus viewers? Should we go and pub stomp? I say that loosely because we'll probably get our asses whooped. Should we play a completely different set of games? Should we all start playing Xbox games? Should we only play PvP games? Should we only play retro games like this? Should we only play funny games? Should we only play physics-based games? Should we play less farming sim, more farming sim? Like, we do get very little feedback apart from me looking at the analytics and going, like if I look at it over the last wee while, Live for Speed has been superbly popular, like 10 to 20 more views than anything else. Don't know why. Shell Shock, not so much. But then again, an older Live for Speed one, not so much again. Maybe that was a 2D one. Maybe the VR ones do better.
Yeah, too isolated data points to really inform what it is.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's it's interesting, but I can't work out what I can do to improve it. And you're quite right, we don't have quite enough viewership to fix it. Why would I want to report my own channel?
Maybe it got hijacked.
I'm not sure I want to report the content on my own channel. Like it knows I'm logged in as me. I would just delete it. But flabbergasted. I'm honestly curious. I mean, but maybe a better question is, what do you think we could do that would get us more viewers?
What would we do to get you to watch us?
That just sounds dodgy if you phrase it like that. What can I do to make you watch me?
Only fans.
You can watch my fans all you like. Maybe I should just have a webcam in the corner that's literally just pointed at a fan.
Pointed at fans.
Yes.
I would guess that people, if you ask people what we should do to get viewers, they would give some answers that would not be relevant for themselves personally.
So the thing about doing giveaways, sure. If I had a bunch of things to give away, I need a bunch of things to give away. And right now, the only people paying attention for Flabbergasted are you and Gordon. So it wouldn't be much of a giveaway, would it? The thing is, that's a chicken and the egg situation. Small streamers don't have anything to give away. Large streamers, on the other hand, can't move for the amount of free shit that they've got that they can give away. I mean, I've had this, again, the chicken and the egg situation. People going, oh, you should put mod support in your game, because Minecraft has mod support, and it's a really popular game. Like, it has mod support because it's a really popular game. It's not a really popular game because it has mod support. Chicken and the egg. Chickens. I had Nando's earlier. Cheeky Nando's. It's me, you don't get Nando's in the US, do you?
It doesn't sound familiar now.
Good. Yeah, Flabbergasted. I have had that happen before. Chris has raided me, and holy shit, when 5,000 people suddenly turn up in the channel, it is unbelievable. It's like, oh, hello, hello everyone. A small town has just wandered in. They don't stay long. They're mostly being nice to the guy that they are fans of. But yeah, I've had big raids, and it is utterly horrifying. So Chris was streaming, what's it called, New Dawn, New World, and he had 10,000 people watching him. And I'm good mates with Chris. I've been friends with Chris for years. I know him as a bloke. I don't know him as the streamer. But yeah, he says it's sometimes he runs with a heart rate monitor, and he says it's stressful when you fuck up and there are 10,000 people, 10,000 watching you. He says it's not fun at that point. You know, it is a job, and he's at the top of his league.
Heart rate monitor could be an interesting thing that would be quite light on the infrastructure.
Yeah, I would have to buy a heart rate monitor, yes, but yeah. That's for luck.
I'm going to bed.
Okie dokie. See you tomorrow. Heart rate monitor with PC software. Oh, right. Oh, I can get one that hooks up to my oh, what not? I got like to a smartwatch. I think. Well, I don't know how I would hook up my. Oh, do I have to install it on BlueStacks? Yeah. So I'd have to run it on BlueStacks.
I guess in my mind has been like if people are giving advice and people are seeking advice, where the responsibility lies. Like Quantum League quite recently announced that they won't have any upgrades to the game, and I'm like wondering if the fans said that we want the game to be this kind, then there should probably be like shared responsibility between the game designer and the fans that request certain kinds of features.
Sorry, I say there is one problem with the heart rate monitor. and I can explain this with a story. I was at a LAN party, and one of the things they do at this LAN party is they give away cupcakes. We'll come back to the cupcakes. And it was on the Sunday, and I tried to play Dungeon Defenders, and I was playing it, and I was playing at quite a hard level. My heart was pounding, and I'm like, I said, I haven't played a game that's genuinely made my heart pound in ages. I am such a calm and relaxed person when it comes to games. I'm analytical, I'm calm, I try not to get excited unless something funny happens. But playing Dungeon Defenders, I was like, wow, I'm really, my heart was going like the clappers. And then I realised I'd eaten 6 cupcakes that were basically pure sugar, and it was nothing to do with adrenaline, it was a sugar rush. So that would be the problem with the heart rate monitor, is it would probably, for me, I'm afraid, would probably be quite boring. He also does eye tracking sometimes, which is quite fun. You get to see like a blob on the screen where he glances around to. But he's a hardcore first-person type streamer, so his stuff is a lot more suited to that than what we're doing. But I mean,
yes, it would be kind of drama-based to have people make you angry.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to be like clickbait would be like, come punch me remotely. The first remote punch service in effect.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like eye tracking and heart rate monitors, to me, they're a great gimmick. I've got a much better one. I've got a motion rig. Like, you find me anyone else live streaming right now on a motion rig. Like, surely, if we're going to do anything that is really, excuse me, unique, it's that. I mean, apparently not. Well, as I said, I think the VR-based motion streams are actually the ones that are getting us the most views. Or it might be that we've just got so interesting at Live for Speed, people like to watch it. I don't know.
You do very small runs on the games, so even if they were like good ideas, I think the window for audiences to stick around is very small for them.
How do you mean, sorry, small runs of the... Well,
like Live for Speed has not been played for ages and has now only been played for 2 weeks or something, and only for some days of those weeks.
Yeah.
The chances of random people stumbling upon them is very slow, so there would need to be some kind of structure. And I guess the channel having the set weekdays for certain kinds of content might help for that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone
will use that guide.
I mean, when I've had people join saying, hey, I really like this game, I always say, if you follow me or subscribe to me, or which platform you're on, you'll get a notification when I go live. Like and subscribe. So you don't have to remember that we do Transport Tycoon on Wednesdays or anything. Oh, we should see if our Stream Raiders is ready.
It is.
I am. I do include the motion rig keywords in the title, yeah.
I have finished my thing making money and I don't want to start a new track thing.
Yeah, it's
leave it churning.
Yeah, it's midnight for me, so I'm going to get to sleep. I couldn't sleep for shit last night. But let's do our run in Stream Raiders and see how we do. I see. You guys aren't protecting me as much as I was hoping. Who's Keeps Gaming and who's Iakapun? Are these people? Are these you guys, or is it just random people joining in? Or
I'd just be random.
Wow, how are they finding me?
There's a browser in there, in the game.
No, flabbergasted. Thanks as ever for popping along. Oh, that's cool. So he can carry a banner. Oh, tutorial flag bearer.
They basically buff everything else.
I'm going to buff Jay. Maybe I should start to level up my flag bearer then. Yeah, but my point is you can put a unique skin on it, which is quite a good idea. So I could put the LockDown LAN one on there. I like that. Anyway, let us save the... Oops, Thomas the train. I've got iOS sync. Right, well, save a copy of the game if you want to save it now. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It was always appreciated. I'll be back tomorrow with probably Live for Speed. I kind of like Euro Truck Simulator, but it's just been so annoying, unstable. The VR stuff has some very questionable decisions, so I might let it simmer for a little while with the multiplayer and come back to it. So I will see you guys all